You're listening to the Sil 80 Mania podcast. I'm your host, Benson Sue, and thank you for joining us for episode 5. Before I start, I wanted to send a special thank you out to all of our listeners. Thank you guys for all the ways you're sharing our podcast through social media. Our listenership wouldn't be the same without you. Please keep sharing, and thank you for being the best promotional team I could ask for. Thank you for rocking with us and being on this journey with us. So with that said, let's get this started. By my side, I have the hardest working sound engineer in the industry, Mark Mondoy. What's up, Mark? How you feeling?
Hardest working because I'm still kind of new at it, so there's a lot to learn.
We make a lot of work for you too. All right, ladies and gents, the moment you've been waiting for. Here is my co-host, the lovely and talented and beautiful Nadine Sue.
Hey guys.
Hey honey buns, how you doing today?
Hi honey buns. Oh, are you born ready today, baby?
I killed that. Yeah.
He's trying to lay me off. You see, he's taking my job.
No, because now it's back on you. Now it's back to normal, and you can do your thing.
I want to know, everybody, when you hear this, just let us know, who would you rather hear?
Oh, don't do that
on the intro. Because I could, we can just do it over again, and I'll do it. So
yeah,
no, it's fine.
We'll just rotate. We'll have the guest do it next time. We'll have Mark do it.
Oh, that would be good. Our guest. I like it. I like it. So we're changing things up, obviously, you guys hear, like Benson on the horn first. What?
Yep.
And also our guest today is kind of a change from our previous guests, right?
Yeah. So
tell us
our previous
about that.
guests, we had, they were kind of the older generation of guys influencing drifting. So we wanted to change it up a little bit, get someone in one of the, from one of the younger generations, someone who, our last couple of guests, they didn't have cars they were well known for. So, we kind of got someone different for you today.
Yes, definitely. Definitely different.
Yeah.
His initials are kind of interesting.
Yeah, he kind of stole that from me.
Yeah, because you're old. And he's not.
So, I'm older, so they should be mine, right? I mean,
I don't know.
It's your world, not his.
It is.
It is. Oh, that's a hint right there. And anyway, while we're on the subject of different things, we just came back from Hawaii, and
It was nice.
it was super nice. Or are we saying it right? Can you say it right? Like Hawaii.
I don't think we're allowed to say
We're
it.
not-
Mark's
no.
got to say it.
Oh.
Hawaii.
Oh.
Or Hawaii.
See, guys, Mark has roots deep in Hawaii. Exactly where? Tell us. Because,
I mean, my mom's side and my dad's side are both from Hawaii. Different islands. My dad's side's from Molokai. My mom's side's from the Big Island.
Molokai.
So I can understand the kind. I can't speak so much the kind. I don't want to fake it because,
Right.
yeah, if you fake it, you
get called out.
Yeah.
but you've told us in certain situations where someone can hear it in your voice, even though you're not born there. You were born here.
It's always with family. If you're on the phone, the tone goes a little bit different.
Oh.
Like that, So
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
talk a little bit like that, but I'm not about to talk about the words and
Yeah. But speaking of Hawaii, we may have some Hawaii-related topics to discuss later in the season.
Foreshadowing. Maybe guests.
Maybe more than one guest.
Plural.
Yeah.
Giving things away.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm excited for it.
Can you guys make some guesses? Some educated guesses?
I don't think so.
Yeah. All our guests are kind of down
There's
low.
a lot of younger ones.
On the DL.
I don't know if people know, but so that's why we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to put
We'll
that
make
on the
it known.
podcast.
We'll
We're going
make
to
it
put
known.
Hawaii on blast.
There we go. Love it. All right, guys. We're going to get in to an introduction, and I'm taking the reins here, and I'm going to do this introduction for our very special guest of the season. Here we go. You guys ready? Because I was born ready.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. Brian Harte, also known as BH, lives in Lakewood, California, home of the original Denny's, with his life partner. Guys, he said this, not me. I say wifey. He says life partner. And his used dog. Again, not my words. These are Brian's. He loves driving his new truck, around to the middle of nowhere, shooting photos of cars, airplanes, and birds, wearing camouflage jackets, and watching the movie Grown Ups with Adam Sandler. He is the originator of the Drift Bash with All-Star Bash in Southern California and is infamous for his website and blog, BH World. And guys, we, in honor of BH today, are all wearing camo. Okay?
Yeah.
All around. See, I got my pink camo. Benson's got his.
I got it. Oh, I got the hat. I got the sweater. I got the shoes.
He's got the shoes. His Air Max 90s, very dope. And Mark is like Motown Philly preppy today. So he's got his blue button up with his North Carolina camo hat. I'm like feeling Mark's whole getup. And BH, in a second, you'll see his getup. And he's got some special duck camo going on. Is that right? I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know. Act like I know. Anyway,
Very
so
close.
Brian, hey, get in your box. So Brian
We didn't
Hart.
let you out yet.
We didn't let you out yet. But so Brian Hart, BH, welcome to the show. Yay!
Thank
Yeah.
you, honey buns and honey buns.
Hey, hello, son. Hello, son. Welcome to the
Hi.
table. Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
table.
What's for dinner?
Boba. Taro slush.
It's delicious.
I know.
Thank you for having me.
Because we're happy to have you here. You're our first guest that has ordered a taro. What do you order? Taro smoothie, half sweet.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
a boba.
Half sweet.
You're so ethnic.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
it's
Gosh.
great. And your camo. Can you talk about your camo today, sir?
Can I? So on the top, I've got some real tree camo, mossy oak maybe. I'm not really sure, but most important part, this is my official Garage Thrash
Yeah.
Racing
I see
long
that.
sleeve.
Where'd you get that from?
Well,
So, is that a one-off? Or is that
Yes.
mass-produced?
it's mass produced by myself, being one of one. I'm also wearing camouflage shorts, but that's
great.
below the table. So,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Keep
We
it on
don't-
the table.
We don't
okay?
need. Yeah, you keep it down there.
I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to get this interview started out. But first, our special guest has brought us special podcast gifts. Thank you,
Wow.
BH.
You're welcome.
All right. So why don't you get your podcast gifts for us out? He is so kind. Go ahead and rip these suckers up. He got us Lucky Cherries. Lucky Cherries.
We're all
Scratchers.
gonna try to win some money.
Oh, yeah, some
honey,
money.
honey.
So
So we have these scratcher tickets. What are the rules here? If whoever wins keeps it all, or are we gonna share?
Well, yeah.
Because if somebody hits it big, and like everybody else looks on and say, "Hey, congrats on
Yeah.
that $1 million."
So since these are a gift to us,
Yeah,
right? If
yeah.
BH, if you win,
Yes,
you have to split it with us.
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
And if
you're
we
on-
win, then we keep it.
No,
Oh,
not at all.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you keep it, but as long as I get half, we're good.
I think we split it 4 ways. Let's just split all of the winnings.
14%. No.
Whoever wins, we just split it all.
You're so
Okay.
fair.
I'm fine with that because like if I win, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
Oh, yeah, you gotta play it cool.
Oh my god.
All right, let's do it.
All
All
right,
right, give me
okay.
my scratcher.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
do this. Thank
Lucky
you for
cherries.
Lucky Cherries.
Lucky
Thank you very
cherries.
much.
No, I
Lucky
want that one.
cherries. Oh,
Thank you.
man.
Okay, so we're gonna get started on this.
3 7s.
And
No, you didn't.
Those aren't even numbers.
You did not get.
I'm
You did
ex-
not get 3 sevens.
No, I didn't. I didn't even get numbers, Benson. Or honey buns.
BH,
You
don't
want
call me
top?
honey buns.
What am I doing? Like we just uncover 3 7 symbols in the same game across with prizes shown.
All right.
Oh, 3 across? Well, that's
I didn't get
sucks.
anything.
I didn't get anything.
No sevens, no horseshoes.
Wait, 3 across.
3 sevens in a row.
Oh,
Right.
my God.
I definitely lost.
Oh man, how much you pay for this?
Are we all losers today?
Oh man.
I need a
I
refund.
need to redo
yeah,
this.
I know. Hold on, let me go back to the gas station. This
Okay.
You got
All
faulty
right.
ones.
I got a
I
dud.
feel like I might have won something. Let me go back to look at this stuff again.
Why is it taking you guys so long?
Because I have to analyze this and make sure that I didn't win anything.
That's kind of disappointing. I mean, I tried really hard, you know.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
Wait,
All right.
wait.
Oh,
I got it.
What'd you get?
Oh,
What'd you get?
Oh, I won 2 games.
2
What?
games.
What's up, sons? See, I told you. It's good to
What'd
like
you get?
okay. $3 and $3. So,
Okay.
okay, hold on. I'm still analyzing here. Let's see if there's any more.
Well, sounds
I
like
don't
all of
know.
us got
$1.50
some cash.
each, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Hey.
that's cool. So we won $6 for the table. Let me just double check if there's anything else. 5X. Did anyone get a 5X symbol?
Nope.
Anyway, that's fine.
That goes without saying.
Well, I'm the winner. We're all winners.
Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations, us.
Go us. All right. Well, I'll double check the tickets at the end of the podcast just to make sure you guys didn't miss anything. But we've got $6. Hey, hey.
All right. Mark didn't say anything. Just sitting
No,
there
I didn't win
quiet.
anything.
Okay, good.
Moving
Let
on.
me check his ticket.
Can,
Let me
can I
check his
say
ticket.
I've set the bar pretty high so
You did.
far for the
You did.
guests.
You did.
The-
You know,
our
we
future guests are in trouble.
haven't gotten any prizes before, like a guest gift.
Unbelievable.
Like, I'm very impressed. What are you
Your
trying
mama
to
taught
do?
you good.
What am I trying to do?
Yeah. What are you trying to get at, buddy?
Win friends with money. Hello.
You won us with $6.
And yes, my mama
Dang.
taught me well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Enough playing. We're
Oh.
gonna get down to business.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
I got to ask, the heavy hitting questions.
No,
like
that's my
needing.
job.
Oh,
Stop trying
this
to
is
leave
not
me
a
out.
heavy hitting question. I just want to know, is there a dumb thing you did to your car early on?
That I did to my car.
Yeah.
I could say there's a dumb thing. I didn't do it to my car necessarily, but let me tell you.
Okay.
When I bought my first real drift car,
The
I had
J30?
almost, but no, the black S14.
Oh,
The dumb
okay.
thing I did to it, if you want to call it that, is I bought it with never having driven stick shift.
Oh.
So I couldn't even drive it home.
Wow. Then how'd you get it home?
I'm glad you asked. So I took my friend, Mr. Lindsay Ross, with me.
Oh,
Said, hey,
Lindsay.
you wouldn't mind driving this drift car home for me, would you? He said, nah, probably not. So that's about it. I mean, I'd have crashed cars into the curb, which is
Yeah.
kind of dumb, but it
No dumb
happens.
mods? You didn't do any dumb mods?
Oh, dumb mods. Well, I mean, I poured a lot of money into it. That's kind of a dumb mod, but
we all do that.
uh,
We all do that.
What's the most expensive thing you bought for your car?
Oh,
Oh.
oh my goodness.
better be a sticker.
No. Let's see. There's T37s. Those are pretty expensive.
Yeah. That's pretty dumb.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Or drift car.
Yeah, especially like a 91 Nissan 240.
It's like worth more
Why
than
would
the
you-
car.
I know.
Salvage
Why would you do
title.
that?
Wheels
right.
are worth more than the car.
Right. No, most of the parts I bought were new and trying to sound cool, but they were name brand at the time, if you know what I mean. Spent a lot of time at Non-Fujita's shop.
Oh,
That's going
a
old
name.
school. See?
That's a name.
Wow.
Name drop one. Who's got the counter? Mark?
The
No?
ding
Okay. Well, it could be. It could be.
and invasive, right? The shop.
Exactly. See?
Wasn't everything
In,
there expensive? Why did you buy something?
Absolutely. Why
You're
did I
just
go
some
there?
young kid with money or what?
Well, young kid with no responsibilities
Okay.
and no real bills. See? That's how it works back then.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was, because Non would sell you. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
Cusco. I mean, there's no junk stuff. This isn't Japandi selling stuff. So, real.
Yeah, we used to see Non at the SoCal240SX.org meets.
Yep.
He had is it like a purple S14?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a purplish, grayish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was custom.
Mhm.
He mixed
Yeah,
it
and
himself.
he did some custom wide body stuff on it. Or I don't know if he did. Maybe PJ Bonifacio did it. I'm not sure.
Name
that
drop
seemed
too.
like-
Ding.
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 There you go.
And then he had that arrow that looked like a R33 GTR bumper.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really innovative car show
You
guy.
mean innovative?
That was a good one.
Anyway,
Oh boy. Why are we talking about non?
I don't know. This is not about non.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
So let's delve into your youth, BH.
Oh no.
I mean, son, how did you get into cars?
Gosh, let's go all the way back to high school. So we're talking
What year?
probably 2000.
Oh
you know,
my
why?
gosh.
What?
You're
2000?
lying, right?
Y2K.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. I'm sitting here right in front of you. Come on, man. No, 2000. I was halfway through high school.
Okay,
You
oh
know,
my gosh, okay.
year 2 of 6 or 7 or 8 or
Mhm.
whatever it was. But yeah, you know, back then you had computer class, right, in school.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, let's learn how to use computers. So back then, and I don't know if everybody, I mean, we would know here, right? But you could start to get into the depths of the internet and find these little video clips, .avis and MP4s and all kinds of weird stuff, right? And so I remember watching these videos in the computer class, you know, in the library, go figure, of, you know, like the June Supra. I remember was a really cool video. I think it was at
Yeah,
Scuba.
Tarzan was
maybe?
drifting that scuba.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
so a lot of those, right? I would just
Drifting at
watch.
Scuba, sorry.
There you go. I'd watch a lot of those videos, just quick clips. You know, it took forever to download. And you're
Mhm.
like, well, cool. I got a 7-second drifting clip. That's awesome. So I watched a lot of those, and then, you know, as I started to expand my universe. Oh, by the way, let's talk about zip disks. Yeah. So I would save some of those onto my zip disk.
Wow.
We don't talk about zip disks anymore, do we?
No,
Okay.
it's not allowed.
Anyway, so you'd save those on there and you got a massive disk full of awesome videos. So what I started doing from there too is getting the magazines, and one of the first magazines I remember getting is the Super Street with Mark and Dave Slide
Okay.
Squad.
Oh,
That
shout out.
issue was so awesome.
Were you looking for drifting, or you just kind of happened to get that?
You know, I think after I saw the videos for the first time, you're hooked immediately, right? So to answer your question, I'd say yes, I was looking for drifting.
Okay.
You know, I was like, wow, I don't know what this is. I don't know what they're doing, but I need to figure it out and I need to do it myself.
Yeah.
So the videos, the magazines, then you start trickling out to Torrance area, going to the Mitsuo markets and the magazine shops, the bookstores, and getting Drift Tengokus and Option 2 and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Not really Option, no, but Option
Exactly.
2.
Option
Dory 10.
2.
Yeah. The cool stuff, right, Mark? Yeah,
The fun
say,
stuff,
The
yeah.
fun stuff, yeah. And started collecting those, spending way too much money on magazines. And then it just snowballed from there. Then I got a car, built that up, sold it, got another car, and
Wait.
oof.
So let's talk about that first S14.
Yes.
Tell us about that S14. Where did you get it from? How did you find it? Why an S14?
So the first car I got was the white S14 automatic, because I couldn't drive stick. Where did I get it? Probably Auto Trader. And I don't even know if Auto Trader exists anymore, but, you know, got on Auto Trader. There were still a lot of them back then. You know, you could find them.
Yeah.
Just regular people had them.
Yeah.
It was a regular person car.
Yes.
So I remember getting that. You know, I think some of what Non did kind of inspired that, because I know he had the S14, so got that. I liked the S14, you know.
Okay.
I mean, a 95, right, is Zenki, because the Kokis at that point, whoa.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm not
Yeah.
rich, okay?
Right.
Bling,
Can't
bling.
afford the shark eyes. So,
Thanks for being the first person on this podcast to say shark eyes.
well, it's an aggressive term. So, yeah, I got the Zenki, and then, you know, kept going to non-shop and started buying all the Cusco stuff, because that's who would sell me on, and built it up from there. Got it to the point where it was pretty much fully built suspension-wise, but again, automatic transmission and, you know, steel wheels, nothing cool, but had coilovers, sway bars, stabilizer bars, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that is the car that I first tried to quote unquote drift. I won't say where, but I hit a curb, bent the lower control arms, wobbled all the way home, which was a fun
At least
drive.
you made it home.
I did make it home, so that's good. Parked in the driveway and had to call some help because, you know, since then and now nothing's changed, but I have no idea how to work on cars. So had to, wow, is this even fixable? Is this a total write-off? You know, all it was a bent lower control arm, but had that fixed, and the rest with that car was, I guess, history. And then I moved on to the other S14.
That car sat on your driveway for a long time, right? Was that the car you had? I remember you had a car that was broken and it just sat there for a long time.
So that car was broken. You know, it probably sat for a while because I actually bought the second S14 before I had sold the first one.
Yeah.
Because it was just one of those deals. It's like, whoa, you got to move now. You got to do it. But it did sit for a while until I found the right buyer, and you know, found a younger guy also wanted to get into drifting. So kept most of the parts on there and sold it pretty much as a whole car with all the suspension.
So I'm going to bring us back a little bit. I think we went a little bit too far. Brian, I don't remember how we met. Do you know how we met?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, really? Let's hear it.
You're so youthful.
I know.
So there I was, young man, much better looking than I am today. Option Ikaten at Irwindale Speedway.
Oh,
You were there. Were you not?
I was there, and
The day of the suit.
I do think I saw some pictures of you in the background in some of my photos.
We let you be an extra in Benson's photos.
I didn't know you were there.
I can't tell if you're serious, but yes, I was there. And don't call me Shirley. So yeah,
you were.
I was there. Gosh, probably had a disposable camera. I actually still have all the pictures I would have printed at, like Save On or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got the pictures, and you wore a suit, to your point, Nadine,
Yes.
the suit drifter,
Mm-hmm.
BH Benson Sue. I met you there. You probably had no idea who I was, because why would you? I mean, you're upper echelon kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And that was such an awesome event. I mean, that was pretty old school back then, at least for me.
That's almost as new as you can get in terms of like SoCal, right? There was one more event before that, a big Ikaten event, but that was kind of the first big drifting event in the U.S. on stateside at least.
Yeah, just Irwindale parking lot. I mean, it was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Video, you guys were videoed. Nomuken was there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Nomuken was there, Dai was there, Zak was there.
Tarzan was there.
Yeah.
Akira Ida was there, like behind the scenes, like not on camera, but he was there.
Yeah. Benson, I have a question for you now.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what your runs looked like in that
Yeah,
event?
I do remember because that was the worst competition I've ever been in. I just could not. I was so nervous, because I was anticipating seeing all of these famous guys from Japan there, and being shot by Option Video, and I could not get my nerves under control, and I spun out every single time.
And your mom was there.
My mom was there.
That's pretty much why you were
It was the only time my mom has ever seen me drift, and she was just saying how terrible I was, and she never came back.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It's one of those first impressions. It's like, oof.
Just
First and last.
disappointment.
Yeah, so that's where I met you.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you were a celebrity back then, so. But then it's
I
how
don't
you
know about
drive,
that.
so.
Yeah. Didn't live up to expectations.
No. But, who else was there? Pfeiffer was there.
Everyone was there.
Andy Yen.
Andy
Dave
Yen.
Scholes drove.
Dave
I remember in
Scholes,
his Z. Yeah.
Calvin Wan, Hubert, Javier,
And
everyone.
Mark Mondoy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was a long time ago, guys.
It was.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my next question is about Pink Godzilla. It was a pretty famous drift team at the time. And I think it kind of was known for a few things, right? I think you guys had really cool cars.
Yep.
But also you guys were on forums a lot. You kind of had made a name for yourselves on the forums for kind of like...
Or as infamous as they were famous.
Yes. Yeah. But tell us about Pink Godzilla. How did you find out about them? How did you become involved?
So, Pink Godzilla started about 100 years ago. Yeah, 100 years. Lindsay at the time, I think he was in Japan and visited the actual, it was some kind of an arcade, over there. He was making a trip, checking out drift stuff and whatnot. And I remember he took a picture of this arcade, Pink Godzilla, huge neon sign, right? Like, all right, this is ridiculous. This makes no sense. Oh, perfect drift team name. Check, done.
So,
right?
Well, first of all, the team name is not actually Godzilla with two L's, right?
That's true.
It's Pink Godzilla with the R.
Yeah.
So-
Integra Type R.
Okay, sure. but you say Pink Godzilla.
Yes.
You don't say Pink Godzilla.
No.
Okay. What did everyone else say?
At the time, we said it Pink Godzilla. I mean, that's what the sign said, right?
Yeah.
Now I just have evolved myself to calling
okay.
it Pink Godzilla.
Okay.
Sometimes I even call it Pink Gorilla, but it makes no sense.
No, I don't know. Pink Godzilla doesn't make sense either.
Exactly.
Yeah. But okay, that's good to know because
Yeah.
I always refuse to say Pink Godzilla with the R. I always said Pink Godzilla with an L.
But now you made me feel bad.
Why?
Because I thought I was wrong calling it Godzilla.
Well, you are, but it's okay.
You can't be wrong if that was your team.
Let's agree to be right, both of us.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so continue. Sorry.
So there I was once again, California, turn of the millennium. So Lindsay came back, and him and Aaron and were two of the main players. We had a bunch of people, but Lindsay was living in Long Beach at the time, and was basically around the corner from me. So I forget how I tricked them into hanging out, but somehow I did. And I just remember playing like one of the early D1 video games, or some kind of a drifting based video game way back when on like PlayStation 2 or something, right, when that was new. And they just started hanging out more and more and more, and did real stuff too, of course. And they helped me build my car and learn and quote unquote work on my car. And then we just started doing events, did the earlier drift days and the Just Drift events and this and that. And stuck with those guys for years and years and years. And it was just an awesome, group of friends. And, they were way cooler than me. And so they actually made a lot of contacts with the Japanese drifters and all that kind of stuff. And, so we would actually host some of them when they came out here. One memorable thing was the Hoshino Car Style guys. They came out and we sort of chaperoned them.
They actually brought their car out, right? There was an orange S14 they brought out here.
Yeah, I think that was one of the D1s, but we kind of hosted them too, and they did a drift event, a Just Drift event up in Willow Springs, and there's tons of different things that we've done and helped to begin and start and I'm going to sound like a hot shot here, but revolutionize. We were really big on the body kits and cool paint jobs and all that kind of stuff. I feel like I could be getting a new topic here. Maybe.
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's jump to your S14, because that kind of your second S14, that was the car that you did the paint and the aero and stuff on. But tell us about that story.
So way back when I still had the white S14, I'd go to Signal Auto in Torrance. I mean, awesome shop, right? Everyone's probably heard of Signal Auto. And one of the guys at the shop had this S14, I mean, slammed just below the ground. It was ridiculous.
His name was
right?
Kitaoka.
Kitaoka, yes. Yeah. Name drop 3. Who's got the counter?
Ding.
Mark.
Ding.
Ding.
Ding. Okay. So Kitaoka was selling this car, and
he had to go back to Japan,
yeah,
right?
he had to go back to Japan. And it was just, it was kind of a lot of money. However,
that's what I remember. So I was kind of confused when you said it was such a good opportunity, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of money. However, with everything that was on the car, it was a good deal.
Okay.
I mean, everything on that car was replaced, basically, except the engine. I mean, it had, every arm was replaced. It had an LSD. It had a somewhat of an upgraded clutch. I mean, it wasn't much, but a little bit. It had, here's the big one, Zeal super functions.
Oh.
Those were not
those
cheap
were
coilovers.
those were not coilovers that a drift guy would put on their car.
No.
They would get something cheaper like Tanes or
Right.
Zeals are first, like a serious track guy. They would get Zeals, kind of like gosh, I don't know. I can't think of a serious guy's coilover, but yeah, Zeal is one of those.
I like that serious guy coilover.
Yeah.
We should talk business.
we were like, a lot of people would get Tanes, or people would get maybe like HKS coilovers, Apex coilovers, right? But Zeals were so expensive that, like this.
If you just want to lower your car, you're not getting
You're not
Zeals.
going to get those, right? It's
No,
someone who
you cut your stock springs in half if you want to lower your car.
Well, yeah.
Well, who would do that? That's
Duh.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But yeah, that car was so low, and I remember people would refer to really slam cars as BH low.
Oh.
Do you remember that, Ryan?
Yes, I do.
And I always thought, like, that's cool that it's associated with you, but it's also a little unfair because it was Kitaoka low.
Oh.
That's very true. That's very true.
But that car had a lot of style. It was, I think being slammed did a lot for it, but You painted it. You put some aero on it. You always had cool wheels on it. You had distinct taste in wheels. So you didn't have the same wheels that everyone would rock. You had, I'm trying to remember, were they Weds?
You had a great memory.
You had some Weds in the front.
Party in the back. Yeah, I had I had a full set of Weds. I think they were called RS5.
Yeah.
Is the
I think that's right.
model name. Yeah, and they were great, like 17x9, really low offset, like kind of one of a kind out here. No one else had those either, which was awesome. So that's what it came on until they got stolen. Two of them, anyways.
Okay.
But then, I had to keep progressing, and actually, I don't know how many people have these anymore, but FN01RCs.
Oh, we know all about those.
Had those for a while. Very cheap, awesome sizes. So had those and moved on to the grenades when those came out. Kind of looked like R34 GTR wheels. And had Advans, a bunch of Advans actually. Had the Blitz 03s. I think I've had 2 whole sets of Blitz 03s. I had a set of Blitz 03s in 5-lug before I even had a 5-lug car.
You're so deep.
Which is kind of funny. Yeah.
You get them when you can. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hey, a deal's a deal. So I had a lot of wheels, and then ultimately ended in the T37s, which is the pinnacle.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've reached the top.
Yeah.
The creme de la creme.
But as you said, after the black car kind of evolved, beat it up a whole bunch. I remember one specific time I let Doosan drive my car around Willow Springs.
Is that the right way to say that?
Doosan.
For me, it is.
I know. Yeah, Americans that don't know, they just say Doosan.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the right.
Oh, I mean,
No.
it's okay. It's Doosan.
It's like an anime character or
No.
something?
No. It's an old Hong Kong movie called God of Gamblers.
Okay.
And the main character was the God of Gamblers because he was so graded, and his nickname was Doosan.
Okay.
So it's your people's, man.
Yeah. The way that last time you said it, it sounded Cantonese.
Okay, I trust Mark. So Aaron,
aka Doosan.
Yes, I remember one specific time he drove my car at Balcony, Willow Springs, and very rudely, halfway drove off the track, broke off my front bumper,
Oh, what a jerk.
dragged it into the car, and just kept going.
Oh.
Another like 3 laps.
Oh.
Jerk alert, right? I mean, come on.
Thanks a lot, Aaron.
Yeah, and it just, finally it came out, and just the whole thing was ground down flat, and I was like, all right.
Your arrow?
Well, I mean, it was the stock bumper at the time.
Okay.
But it was
you
my
rocked
only
that stock
bumper.
bumper for a long time. It had that the SE lip on it and everything.
For a while till it
Until
ground
Aaron.
away. Yeah, Aaron.
He was sick of you not, looking dope.
Yeah, I know. It's
That's what it
mostly
was.
about looking dope. So, speaking of looking dope, next stage was get rid of that crappy black paint and redo it in Pink Godzilla Silver with sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when we really started
Big sparkle, too.
Big giant rainbow
big
flakes.
flakes.
It was looking good. Yeah, so that was when all 3 of us painted our cars to match in downtown Long Beach at a paint shop. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome. And what was cool about that paint job is you couldn't really tell all the time about the sparkle, but when the sun hit it a certain way, oof, it was nice.
I distinctly remember that. It was funny.
Yeah.
Like when I think
It was a big deal at the time.
I forgot about the car,
It
but
was
I
a big
remember
deal
the
at
flakes.
It was a big deal because not a lot of people that were a quote unquote team would paint their cars the same.
Yeah, in America there was no like team colors.
Yeah, so that was kind of the first time that happened, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was so easy too. Why wouldn't you have the same colors?
Yeah, I don't know.
Duh.
Right. Yeah. So we did that for a couple of years. Lindsay had the 1 Via and
Aaron had the
Doosan.
Shark Eyes S14.
he did at one point, yes.
Oh, he started with this hatchback.
He did have the hatch.
That
Oh,
red,
that's right.
That
Yeah,
red
yeah, yeah.
hatch. Or...
Yeah. Then he went full shark eyes, as you call it.
Yes. No, that's not how I call it.
I thought you preferred that.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not.
Yeah, so that was a big part, I think, of the PG. I'm gonna call it a takeover. Yeah,
And you said PG, huh?
yeah.
Oh.
I'm shortening it.
Okay.
That
You
sounds
say it
cooler.
right. Mm.
Yeah.
PG?
PG.
PG has more
Okay.
street cred.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we were going for street cred,
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen that picture of you with the chain,
Oh gosh.
that big chain around your neck.
Yeah, the big $sign chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Now let's take this time out to listen to some voicemails. Now, just a reminder, we have a voicemail line, and don't forget to leave us a voicemail, and we may feature it like we're featuring these today. So don't forget our voicemail line is 323-607-6075, and we're going to go and listen to our voicemail box. Here we go.
What's up, Benson? What's up, Nadine? Love the podcast. This is your boy, Phil.
What's up, Phil?
From FR. Just coming home from a Drift Day season opener. Got to finish the pod for the first episode. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to Mark and Dave as well. And the sound engineer, Mark, of course. Really love, like, you guys are just that power couple. The technicians that you are. The buttery smooth, soft podcast. Benson, your voice. And Nadine. I love how you always check them. Love it. Love the banter. Anyway, can't wait for more episodes to come. Miss you guys and hope to see you soon.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Shout out to Phil,
Oh,
our
Phil.
old friend from Club FR Chicago. Thanks for calling us. That was like, I love getting support from my friends.
Oh.
Such a good friend.
Phil, you're always so deep too. So sweet.
Yeah.
So positive.
I love Phil. I got to get him on the pod.
I know.
Me and Phil, we can talk for hours about anything. So
Well, wait, I already talked to him. I mean, I told him, I was like, hey, can you, like, when you come down to SoCal, we're going to go eat. So then we'll go eat and then we're going to record. Right, Phil? Like, it's fine. So I can't wait. It'll be cool. All right, we're going to listen to the next one. Here we go.
Lady Mania, what's up? This is Ed Uche, UCHE, Instagram, Rotary Engine Wave. And, congratulations on the podcast. Super dope. And yeah, I'll get right into it. So to answer your question, when did the love hit for drifting? To, I guess, give that answer, I'll give y'all a bit of a timeline. So, I'm an 80s baby. So it really began with Hot Wheels in the 80s. Basically reenacting chase scenes I would see on TV shows like Magnum P.I. or Dukes of Hazzard, whatever.
Yes.
Fast forward to the 90s, Gran Turismo 1 had a mode called Drift Mode. Again, didn't know what that was, so that kind of like planted the seed. Fast forward to early 2000s, the game developers Ukes with D1 Grand Prix. My favorite track at the time, this is 2006, was Ebisu Circuit, and seeing my beloved RX-7 SC3S on that video game. That was super dope. And I think what really did it for me as far as hitting the home run and really driving it home had to have been Battle Gear. This is an arcade game. Super dope articulation. I mean, it had a clutch kick feature. So, and yeah, I think all these things combined, from childhood to seeing these video games to reading my first Option magazine in about 1999 from a mutual friend, to getting my first actual drift qualified car, which was the RX-7, the SC3S, in about 2006. Like, all these things considered, that definitely drove home my love for drifting. So I hope that answers the question. And yeah, I hope that also gets me one of those Lady Mania stickers. Benson, thank you for definitely planting that seed for me, man. Like, as a person of color, seeing drifting in that type of way on your website definitely made it special for me. It solidified like why I'm into this culture and activity in general. So to you both, Mark, Nadine, Benson, like, yo, you're doing dope things. Thank you for the podcast.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
that
All
was
that love.
that was such a good voicemail, and I love that he brought it back to Hot Wheels. Like, drifting your Hot Wheels, that's so necessary. Like, if you didn't grow up with Hot Wheels and you weren't drifting them, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, I love that, he's drifting his Hot Wheels. Then he's on Gran Turismo, and he's drifting on Gran Turismo and drifting, like all these video games. And then he became an adult, and then he's drifting a real car. Like, That's awesome.
I love that. All your like listeners, all this love, I'm feeling it. And these are dudes. Like usually like women are all like very heartfelt calling in, and like now I just love hearing the dudes calling in and like giving us these like heartfelt messages.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the way dudes give their love is different, right? It's like,
yeah.
what's up? It's, blah, blah, blah. It's like it's tough guy, like cool guy. And then, giving love. That's awesome. Appreciate you, Yuche.
Oh, thanks for the love. All right, here's the last one.
Hi, Benson. Hi, Nadine. My name is Keir Lemke, and I'm calling from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I just wanted to say I really love what you guys are doing with the podcast. I'm a huge fan of both your guys' background and just early 2000s JDM drift style in general. And I was actually at the very first FD event in Atlanta in 2004. My dad took me when I was 9 years old, and it's still one of my favorite events. And I'm so happy that was my introduction to drifting, and it even inspired me to build a 240SX of my own.
Nice.
And I just wanted to say that, I really appreciate, your guys' appreciation for the culture, the early beginnings of USA drifting, and I'm going to continue to support you guys any way I can. So yeah, hopefully this message wasn't too lengthy, but I'm just really happy that you guys are doing this, and look forward to watching more of it in the future. So yeah, thank you. Bye.
Oh, that is so nice.
I can't.
9 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I was picturing like when we were all out there at Atlanta,
Yeah.
it's like a 9-year-old sitting there watching you like do your thing. That's,
I'm getting a lot of DMs from people saying like when they first got into drifting, how old they were, and it's pretty crazy. Like I think last week I got one where the guy was like 3 years old.
Oh, no.
3 years, or no, he said he was like 3 months old when I posted a video. He's like, I was 4 months old when you posted that video, or where that video is from. But yeah, Kier, thank you for the love. What a great first introduction to drifting at that very first Formula D event. That was a really good event.
Our parents play a big role in this. Jeez. It's like his dad went out of his way to take him to the track. Like,
Yeah.
That's dope. My dad didn't take me to the track.
We don't take our kids to the track either.
I know. We don't. We're like, he can go to the babysitter. Oh, boy. Take your kids to the track, guys. Oh.
That's awesome. Thank you for the voicemail.
Yeah, keep the voicemails coming, guys. And that's our like kind of standing question is like, tell us about the moment the first time you fell in love with drifting. And I love to hear this. We got a couple text messages and I'm going to read really quick because, if you're kind of shy and you don't want to leave a voicemail, you can text it and I'll say it. And this first text comes from our boy, Chris Cruz. And he writes, Way? That's how we, talk to each other.
That's hello in Mandarin when you answer a phone.
But Chris Cruz ain't Mandarin. Way? I remember doing double takes when I would see that sexy lady filling up at Mobile on Nogales, then seeing it at work, revving to let everyone know when you arrive.
That's funny. That Mobile was like my training ground because there wasn't a way for me to go straight into the Mobile from where I was coming from. I always had to make a U-turn, and it wasn't a light, so it was just like I would go as fast as I could into the U-turn, and it was, a lot of times it was like second gear, and I would just yank the e-brake and then do a 180 and then go straight into the Mobile.
Yeah.
So that's, I didn't know Chris would see that, but Chris saw that. My boy Edwin, that's how he knew about me. He's like, oh yeah, this 240 guy would always drift before going to the Mobile. So that's funny.
And this is in like Walnut, California.
Yeah.
Very like quiet town, very nice area.
Yep.
And then there's this punk pulling
This
his
punk
e-brake.
kid, yeah. But I felt comfortable because, cops didn't know what I was doing. So I always had like in the back of my mind, if I got in trouble, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. My foot got stuck on the clutch or something. You can't do that now. People know, But then I ended up working with Chris at Overboost, and we would always do this thing where, when we would arrive at work, we would rev our cars and then shut it off. And it was just this funny thing. We would be at our desk and be like, oh, Fausto's here, or oh, Chris is here.
You guys are so ricey. That's not funny. That's ricey.
It was funny and
That's
ricey.
I'll do that today with my V8. All right. Our last text message is from @start.up.go. Hello, Slady Mania podcast. I want to say that I thoroughly enjoy listening to your podcast, and I feel like each episode reveals a little more terrain in the world of drifting, if that makes any sense. To answer your question, I first fell in love with drifting in late 2003 when my classmates in 8th grade were talking about the skyline in Too Fast, Too Furious. I hadn't seen the movie and I didn't know what a skyline was. So when I got home, I searched for skyline on Google or Yahoo, and I saw a video of Nomuken versus Tanaka at D1 and Tsukuba. And then a video by Gun Love S14, LUV, on YouTube, now called Dorifto Eiga 2003. It was amazing, and I had to tell everyone about what I found. Nobody really cared, though. In the second video, I saw the same four-door skyline as the first, along with the driver's name and Koguchi, too. I kept searching for more info on the drivers and drifting, and I'm still doing it today. LOL. Even now, those videos make me just as excited as I was back then. In 2004, I started using LimeWire.
Yeah.
Hey, and that kind of strengthened my addiction. So now I can't unlike drifting no matter what I try. My discovery of drifting is a special memory for me, so I could have easily written a longer answer. Ah, thanks.
LimeWire, man.
Yeah.
How many viruses did you get?
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. I mean, like, how many of us started by finding out like that a Skyline was a car that was in Japan that we didn't get here, and we just kind of got obsessed about them, or like, 240SX, that's a Sylvia in Japan, and so you start trying to find everything you could about Sylvia on the internet, and I think that's how we all started, right?
I mean, it was majestic to me. The
Yeah.
Skyline, like all Skylines, R32, 33, 34, they were just like majestic unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still today, we were in Hawaii and we were seeing R32
Bunch of
GTRs.
R32s, yeah.
We even saw a four-door too. And it's just it's still a unicorn to me.
It's still really cool
I
to
love
see.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much. Keep the texts and voicemails going. And we still want to hear about the first time you fell in love with drifting. And guys, we're going to close this segment out with an announcement on our giveaway. Today's sponsor is actually Benson, myself, and some of our previous guests, including Slide Squad, Ken Gushi, and our very own BH. Not Benson Sue, but Mr. Brian Hart.
BH2.
BH2. Not 1, 2. Sitting at the table with us today. And we're all pulling together some merch, which will be autographed and given away on our Instagram page just a few days after this episode drops. This is going to be our coolest giveaway yet, and I cannot wait to show you guys all this dope autograph merch. So stay tuned on our Instagram page, and we will see you there. And now let's get back to the grilling.
Okay, Brian. So you talked about your S14, your second S14, and you painted it silver with the flake, and you got the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, the most memorable was when it was blue.
Oh, that was a good one.
Can you tell me why blue? What was your reason for changing the color?
Yes, on all accounts. So this was kind of, I guess, a little rift in Pink Godzilla.
Oh,
It wasn't negative.
Drama.
Yeah, if you want to have drama.
this is good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get your popcorn, people.
It gets juicy, right? Yeah.
Was it because Aaron drove your car off track?
Yes, but no. But yes. Also, no.
Okay.
Both of those guys, if you remember, painted their cars bright red. It was Ferrari red.
Yeah.
And that was bright, and it looked awesome. This guy right here still drove the S14. This is my only car.
Right.
I still drove it every day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bright red.
Can't paint
I
it
don't know.
red.
I think police write most of their
That's-
tickets against red
That's
cars.
what they say.
So, see? Smart. So, what did I do? Went blue. What's the opposite of red? Blue. Less tickets. It's logical.
Did it work?
Yeah, well, I think one of the only tickets I've got in my life is in the blue car, so apparently not. No, but actually there was an S14 in Japan, the team selection,
Yes.
which was blue, Vertex kit, pretty straightforward. TE37s, yeah, white ones, just super cool car. And what I had thought all along is if you see an awesome car, right, in Dory 10 or whatever, build yours just like that. It's not that hard. I mean,
Is that what you do?
it's kind of, there might be some, hey man, this guy ain't as cool as I thought he was.
Brian, it's your fault.
Look,
Ripped from the headlines.
it was awesome. You're like, gosh, I wish cars like that were awesome over here. Just do it. And it wasn't a straight ripoff. It was pretty close, but it wasn't a straight ripoff.
Okay.
You sound like those people in China that copy
I know.
Arrow. It's same but not different.
Yeah.
It's extra
Kevlar
bit.
look.
It's
Yes.
different
Right.
enough where you can't sue me.
Yeah. Damon would like that. Kevlar look.
Style.
That's an old 180SX joke. But the Kevlar panel on the taillights,
You mean the one that I have?
that's not Kevlar at all.
I know.
It's not
it's
Kevlar
not.
at all,
No.
but everyone.
But I have
thinks
to
it's
tell
so
you my
cool.
Kevlar story really quick.
Oh, yes.
On the
This
garnish.
is a good one.
Let's talk Kevlar.
Oh my god! So I didn't want to get it stolen, right? I got it. And I
You
was
had like one of the first ones.
I had one of the first ones.
and we spent a lot of money on that thing.
I spent a lot of money on that. And so I got it and I'm like, I don't want anyone to steal it because it only came with double-sided tape. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to get 3M adhesive spray so nobody can yank it
No,
off.
no, this was not your idea.
What?
This was Jeffrey De Leon's idea.
Okay. Shout out to my 240SX brother, Jeffrey De Leon, who had Makito's black S13 hatch. Anyway, you're not OG if you don't know who I'm talking about. But yeah. So whatever. We sprayed that spray on the garnish, right? And then as soon as I sprayed it, I flipped it over and the freaking garnish faded. Like it went like all the colors mixed
Yeah,
and the
it
Kevlar
dissolved the Kevlar look.
and it dissolved the Kevlar look. And I
Right.
didn't know. And it's just like clear plastic with the painting stuff on the back. Oh my gosh.
So you had to buy another one.
I had to buy another one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dreams shattered, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. I hijacked your answer.
No, it's important. And,
Kevlar look.
right. So Kevlar look, selection look.
Ah.
That's
there we
where I go. So I had the
Okay.
selection look on my car, except I had more of a metallic paint. I just really liked
So completely different then.
completely different, also exactly the same. So Toyota had this Speedway blue they came out with on some of their trucks. It's super
Okay.
bright.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what you need to win an awesome car. You need a bright color. It's easy.
Mhm.
So had that, mixed in some custom flake into it too. It wasn't rainbow
Gotta
flake.
have the flake.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have the flake.
It was flake, kind of flaky metallic
I don't
flake,
remember
pearl.
the flake at all.
Well, it wasn't rainbow flake like the
Yeah.
other car, but
Yeah.
it was like a metallic flake. Kind
Okay,
of stuff.
okay.
Was it a finer flake?
Very fine flake.
It's the type of
Oh.
flake you see normally in car paint.
Yeah, FF, fine flake.
Oh, yeah,
It's an industry term.
yes.
So
Not CF as in coarse flake.
yeah,
But,
so-
yeah.
Carbon fiber.
Nadine knows
I know.
carbon look. So we added some ghost pearl into it. It was actually a pretty cool color, I thought. But that's when the car got crazy, and I got crazier too, because at that point, I started buying like 2 full kits at a time.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I was going to raise my car. I mean,
Baller.
well, yeah, remember, no responsibilities, no bills. But at the time, Origin would give us some of a deal too.
Nice.
So
Oh,
Uh,
Shout
guys
out to
sponsored?
Origin.
Yeah.
Name drop.
Ding.
fourth ding.
Ding.
Okay. So I would, paint 2 full kits at a time because again, not going to raise the car. Why would you ever do that? Just quit drifting at that point, right? Just sell it. Dumb. So I would immediately usually break the front bumper the first day I drove
Mhm.
it. That happened many, many times. So that was awesome. I loved that version of the car. I didn't get upset when I damaged it either. I always had a touch-up bottle of paint, which I think is a required thing if you got a drift car, by the way. For me, it was easy. I went to Toyota, boom, buy the little bottle,
Right.
looks like a little nail polish.
Yeah.
Oops, fix the bumper, you're done. Except when it was big damages.
That never looks
took a
good,
while.
Brian.
It looked okay. It
Okay,
looked
and
awesome.
you didn't have the flake.
No, but it was minor. Oh, what else was I going to do? Put duct tape on it? No. It's horrible.
Okay.
It's nice paint though. Isn't that like that would be a 5-stage then, wouldn't it? With the pearl and then the
Well,
flake.
we're really getting
It
ricey
was
now.
tons
Dude.
of stages.
That's a multi-stage like I don't
Yeah.
even know what that is. Octagonal stage.
Yeah,
paint.
that's actually that. Oh, you must have painted before. Yeah,
I have all the time.
it was the octagonal paint. It was like PPG, all that kind of good stuff.
Not House of Colors, huh?
No, I mean it's
No.
too played out. You know,
Got it. You
I
wanna
don't
be
even know
original.
why I'm here right now, you guys. What are you talking about?
we're talking paint.
Okay, I know
Okay.
nothing about paint.
CF. Go on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So the blue car, I think it got most of the press, if you will. That probably sounded.
That was
that sounded
definitely its most famous era of that car.
Yeah, I think people had more. This is going to sound dumb in 2021, but there were more cameras out there, right? People actually had
Digital.
cameras. I
High
think
res.
maybe cell phone cameras started to come out, but GoPros, nah, you didn't have that kind of stuff. But started getting good media, which was awesome. Bright car, good pictures, done deal, right? You win. So I feel that was my zenith of drifting.
Ooh, I like
And then
Big
it was all
words.
downhill from there.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah, that
about-
car was
Or-
awesome.
But what about your driving, your drift style? That's part of what made you, so notable as well.
So with my car, yeah, I was pretty much done, getting back to when it was, when I first bought it. Everything was done except the engine. And I've told you I don't know how to work on cars. So how would I put a cone filter on it, but
Wow.
you're talking probably a couple 10 millimeter bolts. And
Yeah,
that's
that
about
probably
it.
gave you negative 5 horsepower.
Hey, come on now. And yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So my driving style was, in some sense, I guess it was kind of easy because I would just floor it. I mean, that's all you could do. I had 130 horsepower. All you can do is floor it. If you don't floor it, you're not going to go. So I would just jam it as hard as I can, second, third, whatever track I was on, clutch kick it, and just go. Jam it down into second gear, kind of clutch in at the time. And that's all you got to do. I mean, that's all drifting is. You just press the button.
The drift button.
Yeah, it's on your right foot, drift button.
Okay.
Yeah, hit the left one too sometimes and turn and burn, basically.
Turn and burn.
Yeah,
Okay. That'll be a famous quote from this episode.
yeah. And to my driving style, Mark, what I really liked about not having all that power is I could have, brand new set of tires, drive to the track, burn those, it might be the whole weekend, and then drive home on the next day and I'm done. That was it. I wasn't burning 4, 8, 12, 16 tires. I'm not
Yeah.
rich. Come on.
And then the ones you drove home on are now magically heat cycled.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There
Because
you
you
go.
know what? I rolled that way too. Thank you very much.
The more you know.
I see what you did.
You just did
You
something
just tagged
naughty.
our studio. I've been
Okay.
watching
Oh.
you. I've been watching you, BH. I've had my eye on you.
So those of you that don't know BH, like this guy, he feels the need to tag his BH sticker on places maybe you shouldn't. You go to the track and BH is there, and all of a sudden your car has a BH sticker on
Yeah, let's
it.
talk about that for a minute.
That just seems like a coincidence.
Do you do that to everyone?
No. I mean, if your initials are also BH, chances are it's 100% yes.
I'm the only lucky one.
Yeah. But no, I mean, if there's a car I like, I'll tend to maybe put a sticker on their car somewhere without telling them. And then I figure if they hate it, they just rip it off. And
So-
if they like it,
That could be really offensive.
So, Brian, you must really like my car because at the last final bout, I turned my head for 1 second. Actually, maybe it wasn't a 1 second, but I all of a sudden I found a BH World sticker on my rear taillight, and I like gave you crap for it because you didn't ask me permission. And then maybe like an hour or so later, I'm in my car, or I get in my car to get some laps in, and then I find like stickers here, I find stickers there. I found a patch stuck to my seat that I didn't find till I got home. And if I go home right now, I'll probably find more stickers that I didn't even see before. So is that that's a compliment, right?
I don't understand.
Are you just being like a truant?
Well, first of all, I don't remember doing any of that. It was probably you. But if I did do it, which I think we're clear I didn't, I think you should take it as a compliment.
Okay.
Hey, this guy's car is not too bad. It's red. I mean, Still 80 Mania, but it's not a Still 80, so that's kind of weird. But I think I get it. He's kind of
Quite
throwing
weird.
you off. I get it.
I know it's okay. You don't like red cars. I get it.
I do like red cars. I just don't like to drive them on the street when it's my everyday car.
Okay.
Got it. Check. Understood.
But it's still sort of a BH blessing then to have.
Is it a blessing?
Well, funny you should mention that, because a lot of times I've seen people with a BH World sticker on their car, namely their taillight. Give
money
it.
spot.
It is, yeah, it's true.
And you don't approve of the car.
No, I do approve of the car. What I was going to say is a lot of times, give it X amount of months later, that taillight breaks somehow. So I don't know if it's a blessing. I kind of think it's a curse. Yeah.
At that final bout event, I broke my transmission. My first transmission I've broken in 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah.
21 years.
And I didn't take the sticker off.
Right.
And then I drove it again this year after I replaced the transmission, and I broke it again.
So BH World, broken hatchback world.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm going home and I'm taking that sticker.
Yeah, let's write that down. Wait, is the sticker still on your car?
The sticker is still there.
Well, it's third time's a charm. We'll
okay.
see.
There's something deeper here.
We're finding things.
It's still on your car.
It's still on my car.
Meaning you didn't take it off.
Right.
Why wouldn't you take it off, my friend?
I didn't know about this curse. There was no disclaimer when it was placed on my vehicle.
Well, then you'd just be mad from day one.
Let's send him a bill. Send him a bill.
You owe me some money, buddy.
I tried to give you money with this Nadine one.
I won.
I'm gonna
$6.
I'm gonna need a lot more of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's transmission. That sounds expensive. It's like a total write-off.
Total loss.
It's probably
The
more.
transmission was a total loss. Yeah.
No, I mean the transmission's value is probably more than the car, right?
It is.
Total loss.
No.
Because the replacement one was free,
Oh boy.
which he broke.
Thank
So
you,
no.
Christian. Thank you for my
Yeah,
transmission.
shout out
Sorry
to
I broke
Christian.
it.
Yeah.
No, but that sounds very serious. Like a transmission. I didn't know
serious.
people could actually work on transmissions. That's like top level
You just
stuff.
swap it out, buddy.
We didn't
What?
do it.
You don't work on it. I'm not some kind of crazy mechanic.
Oh, hey, you and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, BH just tagged my studio.
Oh,
We
now,
saw that.
Now that's gonna break.
You're busted.
I'm
so
not even
we'll see
sure.
if we have problems with that mic later, buddy.
I thought it was here earlier. Can we
Tag
get
the
a
base.
let's get a continuity check here.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll watch that. Blue mic 4. Blue mic 4.
So I want to talk about one of your early jobs when you worked at Veilside.
I remember
Veilside.
that.
Yes, that's good. That's good you remember that.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Veilside is a very famous old school aero company. And they would have some of the most outlandish aero for cars. And they had like a signature, like a green color, like an olive green color. But that was all the rage in like the late 90s, early 2000s. This wild aero and their crazy demo cars. And they're actually kind of making a resurgence now. I'm seeing people look for old Veilside stuff to put on their cars, some of their aero. But yeah, tell us about your job there. Tell us some like crazy stories about your experience there.
Oh boy. Yeah, so Veilside, that was a very cool job to have back then, especially when I was, right in the middle of the car hobby.
Yeah.
First benefit, everybody gave me discounts, industry discounts, right?
Oh.
That's a win-win win.
Mm-hmm.
Second, we had a whole warehouse with a lift and tools and all that kind of stuff. Where am I going to keep my drift car at the time? Oh, that's easy, in the warehouse. Boom, done deal. So awesome place to work. Wasn't necessarily a fan of the style of their aero kits.
Yeah, You couldn't really put their arrow on your car.
No, and it was offered.
Yeah. For free?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
Sorry, but not sorry. Even though that phrase didn't exist back then. But yeah, not my style. Although, I will tell you, arrow mirrors,
Mm.
Veilside at the time bought Ganadors and just branded them as Veilside mirrors for themselves. So I had a lot of quote-unquote Ganador mirrors back then, and they were very cheap back then, and they were awesome. So I'd buy them brand new because in 2021, those are a gold mine, as I understand.
I
Yes,
love
they
them.
are.
I have those on my car. I love it.
Did
My
I?
favorite. How much are those?
When? Back then or now?
Yeah, back then, and how much are
What
they
could
now?
you get them for?
Back then, I don't know, like $130 or
Oh
something
my
for a brand new
gosh.
set.
What is it? But is it electric?
Yeah.
It's literally like 10 times that now, right?
Yeah. How
Yeah,
much
they're
is it now?
1,000.
I think they're 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't-
They're that
why?
much?
110
I should.
with the blue mirrors, the blue tinted mirrors.
I had
Oh,
blue
yeah.
tinted mirrors.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
So working there was great. As I said, had the garage, had discounts. This is kind of a splice into another part of the story, but I got to film one whole day, kind of a day in the life of me working at my job at Veilside for this kind of in a reality show that was
Oh.
supposed to happen.
That's very LA.
Right.
For who? What kind of reality?
It was supposed to be, as I understand it, for MTV, maybe.
Oh, wow. Like Pimp My Ride, but Pimp
Well,
My Drift Ride?
Almost exactly, but
Pimp
it
my
was
employee at Veilside.
yeah. I think it was called American Drifter.
That you
wow.
are. That you are.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a just a drift event, drift tournament kind of a thing, and after that was done at Willow Springs, they wanted to follow me around work one day. So it was interesting. My bosses were out that day, and so the film crew came in, and I don't remember if I got permission. Probably not. But yeah, they just filmed me. Oh, pretend like you're working. Oh, I'm working on a computer. Oh, I got a phone call.
They stage any drama for you?
No drama stage, but just working like a real bad guy, selling computers. No, just that's a Seinfeld joke. Selling body kits. And then they, go all around the warehouse. I do kind of a walk around at the car, all kind of stuff like that. So that was actually an interesting thing that happened while I was at Veilside.
Okay.
Another interesting thing at Veilside, I wasn't a sales guy, but there was one time that both of our sales guys were gone. It was only 3 of us, so and it was just me there. It's like Home Alone, kind of. You ever seen that movie?
I love that movie.
Yeah, kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna pee your pants, Fuller.
okay, this is a family show. So I get a phone call one day. This is kind of later in the Veilside history, if you will. We started doing body kits for like Bentleys and Ferraris and
Right.
stuff like that, right? I think they called it Premier 4509, if I remember correctly. No idea what that meant. I get a phone call one day from a guy. Hey, I want to buy a kit for my Bentley Continental GT. Okay, cool. It's like a $40,000 kit. Ridiculous.
40,000.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's the same fiberglass as everything else, but okay.
Cost you guys a couple $100.
Yeah. So, okay, I take down his name because I was like, it's a big deal. I got to get permission, basically. And he's like, oh, yeah, let me get your name. Oh, I'm Ken Griffey. I'm kind of writing it down. And I'm like, Ken Griffey. Wait a minute. That's like a famous baseball guy. So I took that down. I was like, wow, this is a big deal. So I ended up calling Japan headquarters and trying to have this discussion of, hey, can I sell this Bentley kit, this famous baseball star? And they loved it, absolutely, And because he wanted a discount too, which, okay, well, you want like a 10% discount on $40,000. I can't just say, okay, I got to go get that approved. So
Nice.
anyway, so we made that deal happen. And that was actually totally bizarre, but totally awesome.
You only gave him 10% off? No love.
What a cheap
Are you
ass.
serious?
I wasn't in
Did you
charge.
come up with that number?
No.
No.
But yeah, I
Okay.
thought that was a pretty cool thing that happened at Veilside.
Did he come to pick it up in person?
No, I think he had, whatever his body shop come and
okay.
pick it up. But no, I mean, he didn't come.
So
Did
you
you
really
see-
don't know if it was really Ken Griffey.
Yeah, anyone can call and say they're Ken Griffey.
I got swindled.
Yeah, you did.
Darn it.
Did you see pictures of the car when it was done?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So if it wasn't him, it was someone, and they still had a Continental GT that they could afford to put a body
But
kit on.
I still think that's a great snapshot of that era. You have Ken Griffey Jr. buying a Veilside body kit for his Bentley Continental.
Bentley.
Yeah. Calling
That's-
himself too. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a snapshot of an era.
And at that time, the Premier stuff was the only stuff selling, right? It wasn't the Japanese car stuff.
Yeah, the Japanese brand, the regular Veilside branded stuff started to fall off. I mean, it was still working,
Yeah.
but it was tapering off, and
Yeah.
and that stuff started to increase. So that was cool. I mean, we would have Ferraris, 430s and stuff in the shop because we'd have to build the kits too. And you build them off. You essentially build them off the stock parts of the car. So
Would the designer Yokomaku come in to do that stuff?
yes. So Yokomaku would come in from Japan to build certain kits. Like we did one for the Continental GT, we did one for the 430, and we did one for wait for it, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
So yeah, he would build all those, and design them and build them in person. It was
You got to see the design process.
it was interesting. Yeah.
I heard some stories about that guy. He's not a normal person.
They never seem to be.
He kind of has some vices.
I'll put it this way: he considers himself an artist.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mind's wandering right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's another story that you didn't mention. I'm a big fan of the show The Office, and I was watching it one day and I stopped it because I thought I saw something that was familiar to me in one of the scenes. I rewound it. This was back when you could rent things from Netflix. Like they would send you mailed DVDs. This was not a streaming service quite yet. So I had The Office. I was watching the DVD and I saw something and I rewound it. And there it was, a big Veilside sticker. I think it was in the warehouse, but it was like maybe 2 feet long. It was really hard to miss, but I don't know how many people noticed that, but I did, and I was freaking out, and I sent you a picture of it. But do you know how it got there?
Absolutely not. But no, I heard about it a long time ago. I saw it. I probably on my old computer. I would have saved the screenshot or whatever. But my only guess, and this is a total guess, there's probably people out there that are way smarter than me. But I think NBC Universal or whatever was responsible for The Office, and I think they're also to some degree responsible for Fast and the Furious.
Okay,
I'm guessing there was.
Maybe a prop that was
six degrees of separation between the two, kind of a thing. Yeah,
I was hoping for something cooler, like someone on the cast or the production crew really liked Veilside.
I don't know. We have somebody here that's known for sneaking in stickers here and there.
That's right.
Suddenly, worked at Veilside at that time.
Nothing better or broken.
Definitely doesn't.
While
sound
we're
like
on
me.
this subject, I got a DM from my friend Nick on Instagram, and he showed me a picture of his broken taillight with the BH World sticker. Not even 5 minutes ago, he sent me that.
I told you. I saw it yesterday. I'm not making it up.
That
This
curse is real.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at you.
During our break, the mic, that blue mic 4, there's something acting up. It's acting up. I'm not even joking.
I wish we were joking. We're not.
We're not joking.
It started as a joke and is becoming its own legend. This curse.
Speaking its truth.
So just do not put these stickers on your vehicle
Sign
at all.
of death.
Well,
I
we
don't
have no
know.
control.
I don't know how many people are putting it on their own cars.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Let me rephrase. Do not let anybody put these stickers on your car.
Well, I mean, it's hard when.
Is that
We
why
got
you wear
you.
camo so that you can sneak around and people can't see you? Put
Just
your
swoop
sticker
in,
on?
swoop out kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say no.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun giveaway.
They're gonna return to sender.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
Damn it.
No
Not
responses.
those cursed stickers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about All-Star Bash.
Ooh.
So that's something that you're the very first person to do All-Star Bash. And I've seen lots of different versions of it kind of come up across the country. So you're to thank for that. Can you tell us about All-Star Bash?
Sure. That was just a really dumb idea way back when. I think back then Yusuf and I were talking.
You knew Yusuf back then?
Thresh racing. Yeah. And, just Yusuf, me, some other people, like, we got to make just an absolutely awesome event. Just this huge, it's not a regular drift event. It's what you would imagine, right? That you might see in a Dory 10 magazine or something like that. And, so just thinking idea after idea. And I thought, now how am I gonna sell this idea, right? Oh, that's easy. Microsoft Paint. I mean, that's how you make flyers, right?
Oh, is it?
Well, I didn't know how to do Photoshop or anything like that, so I would just take Microsoft Paint and build the dumbest flyers I could think of. They didn't really have to do with drifting. Essentially back then, it's really big on saying if you have a good-looking car, you can come. If you got a bad-looking car, no.
Oh,
you're not. You're not.
So
invited.
that was not run what you brung.
Well, if you had something good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this was all about getting good coverage, video, photos. So you don't want to take pictures of ugly cars. I mean, sorry. But yeah, that was just awesome. I loved it. I even evolved into making some of my flyers, literally drawing them on paper and then scanning them, or taking a picture of them and uploading it.
That's pretty high tech.
Yeah, multimedia kind of.
Do you know what
level.
year the first bash was?
I want to say it was 2006. I'm dumb. So what I thought was funny was to not call them, All-Star Bash 1, 2, 3, or 2006, 7, 8, 9. I would shift them up. We'd skip some. Be like, oh, well, the second All-Star Bash happened. Let's name the next one All-Star Bash 4, because that makes sense. And I don't know. For some reason, I thought that was funny.
It is funny. I think it's funny. I still think it's
So
funny.
yeah, All-Star Bash was great. I mean, we would do it at Willow Springs. We'd get people, no kidding, literally from all over the world. And people would drive from over the U.S. I think we had people from Canada, Japan, so Chicago. Yeah. And it was just awesome. Everyone came together. We had even a competition, big air quotes on that one. And I think the first one, Drift Alliance, won. These guys who are, no kidding, professional drifters these days. And it was, those guys who at the time were professional. I mean, Formula D was there.
Yeah.
Versus whoever on their everyday car, and it was just great. The whole point of it was this is drifting and it makes no sense. You can't win, so here, win a trophy.
I love it.
Yeah. Actually, I think if I remember correctly, I think I got third place in the first one.
Oh.
Yeah,
How
kinda.
convenient.
I know.
That's not shady at all.
No. I mean, who did I pay off? Myself? Maybe.
Who is judging these?
Don't say yourself.
No, I wouldn't know how. Just a mixed match of people back then. I couldn't even remember. People we probably thought knew what they were doing. So yeah, that kind of crew.
Well, I love it. I love that you've always preached that it's just all about fun, and you didn't really preach it as in you use those words, but just everything about what you were doing, you could tell you were always just out there to have fun, and you didn't take things too seriously.
Like having all of my windows just completely covered with stickers, as an example.
I guess so. But I mean, that was the cool thing to do. That was what inspired us. All those cars, that was kind of the style. But yeah, I guess maybe a good example is how my memory of all of your cars is seeing a picture of them in the dirt. Like you are always in the dirt. Your bumper is like halfway off, or it's about to get destroyed.
Right.
It's rooster tails of dirt.
Yeah.
Mid drift.
Yeah. So I have I'm bringing the drama today.
Mhm.
Okay. So I have set up a special guest who we're going to call. who is really excited to be part of this interview. So, Mark, can you call up Reese Millen?
Yeah. Give me a sec.
I'm just kidding. BH.
That was good.
BH.
Did your stomach just turn
BH
right now?
and
Did
Reese
it?
Millen.
Ouch.
He's your best friend, right?
Yeah.
I have such good memories of you guys. You guys were like bosom buddies, and
Those are your words.
yeah. I would like to hear your version of the story of BH and Reese Millen.
Sure. So back in the day, just a young hooligan, right?
You are quite the hooligan.
Yeah, big on the hooligan scale. Capital H kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
And to be clear, you are a hooligan on the internet.
yes.
Your sense of humor is very sarcastic. It's kind of dry. So it's hard to tell when you're messing around and when you're being real. But you're like the constant troll. I don't think you ever put it away. Like to this day, I feel like I've known you for a long time, but I can't always tell when you're joking or not.
Mm-hmm.
But just to give the listeners some context, I'm sure they already know, but that's BH. And especially when you're online, people really can't tell.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
So back in the day when I was young and a hooligan and trolling hard, you know, a big part of All-Star Bash and all that kind of stuff, as I mentioned, was always about, you know, hey, if you've got an ugly car, not allowed kind of a thing. It's only got to be good looking cars and awesome people. So to me at the time, you know, Reese was the polar opposite of that, right? Going back to when he came into, I guess, Drift Show Off, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Evolution, whatever, 7.
Right.
It's just like, no, this is not right. this is all wrong. This is totally backwards. So it just went and went and went and went. And, you know, I mean, it was all in good fun to me. You know, I'd never met him. I had nothing against him, none of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the same thing to this day. But what I believe you are referencing, Benson, is one day I got a call from Reese, you know, my cell phone. I was leaving work or something. I was driving home and he called me and he wasn't too happy.
Can you imitate him? Can you
Absolutely
bring us back?
not. No, so he was just not too happy with my opinion, I guess, of him.
Where did he see this opinion?
On the
Was it since
on the
Drift Show
internet.
Off? I thought it was a little more towards like Formula D days, but did it go all the way back to Drift Show Off?
No, I mean, to your question, yes, it was later in the Formula D days. I was just giving some context and
Yeah.
reference when he first came in. And I was just
Yeah.
like, whoa, it's not
Do you
a
remember
drift
what
car.
forum you were on?
Oh, I don't know.
I remember. It was on the drifting.com forum where it all
okay.
went down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. So anyways, yeah, he called me, wasn't too happy. And, you know, I definitely get it. Back then I was just, whoa, you know, I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
And I have this no kidding professional drifter calling me saying I'm being mean, basically.
Oh.
So yeah.
Was he standoffish or like how was the convo?
No, I mean,
You're being really ghosty.
He
right
was
now.
he was very to the point, very direct. He was not happy
Mhm.
with what I had to say. And I do recall I was straightforward too. Hey, I get it, but I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that you can't tell me I can't have an opinion. So that was just bizarre, absolutely bizarre that
is.
happened to me.
He really cared about what you thought of him.
Yeah, and you know, to this day, it's always in the back of my mind somewhere.
Mhm.
I've never met him. I think it's, you know, now that I'm older, I'm thinking, gosh, that's pretty crazy. The stuff that he was able to do
Yeah.
and still do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. But yeah, back then it was just bizarre
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
You know, being young and this grassroots little jerk drifter kid.
Yeah.
And how
So,
did that
yeah.
conversation end? Did he like slam the phone down or like, okay, we're friends or
No, you're really stretching my memory here, Nadine. But I think it was just a kind of an agree to disagree
Yeah,
kind of thing.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, but you know, okay, I'm sorry you feel
Yeah.
that way about me.
So now that you're older, do you have
Yeah.
a little bit of regret about that?
I wouldn't call it regret.
Uh-huh.
However, now that I'm older, there is no need to do that.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, more so, I probably get why
Yeah.
he felt that way.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Oh.
he was a much more mature person, and like I said, I was just this jerk
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
So,
But, as a mature person, someone who is in the limelight quite often, I was really surprised he let it get to him the way that it did. So,
Yeah, like I'm out of the loop on this one. I don't know what was said specifically that would trigger him. It's like, I got to find a number to this guy because I got to let him know.
well,
Like,
I don't remember specifics, but, Brian was just, he was young. And so he would just like say whatever was on his mind.
Yeah,
and
that's got to be more than I hate V8s.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't, and he's so sarcastic, right? That it wasn't like well thought out sentences or like an essay. It was just like
Resucks.
a random, it could be totally something like resucks, or it's just him just trolling, and I remember at one point they were going back and forth on the drifting.com forum.
Oh.
And Brian wouldn't let up on his act. He would just keep trolling him, and it just made Reese more and more angry.
But I feel like that's what drifting.com was all about.
There
like
were so
controversy.
many
It was
trolls.
so bad. Like I remember I was always the target too. Like people
Yes.
always were like, hating on me, trolling on me. But like I never thought to like, as crazy mad as I was like, you know what? Have to let it go.
Mhm.
But he went above and beyond and called people and was like, give me Brian Hart's phone number. Or he probably didn't even know your name. Give me BH World's phone number.
Do you know who gave him your number?
No, and that's actually probably the number one thing going back to that day
Uh-huh.
that I've always wondered, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Yeah. Who ratted you out?
Who ratted me out?
If you know, leave us a voicemail. 323-607-6075.
But, yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
That was fun times, man.
Good times.
Yeah, it was the Wild West back then.
It was. But, luckily I knew you personally, and, I knew that all those things that you were saying didn't come with malice. And it's funny because we talked about Pink Godzilla earlier. And to me, that's what you guys were known for. Just like being know-it-alls, telling people how you need to style your cars, trolling people who didn't know, like that were asking dumb questions on the forums. That's just kind of what you guys did. But in person, Aaron, Lindsay, you guys were the nicest guys. So it was always funny reading all the crazy things you guys would say, and then I'd see you guys in person, and it was totally different. But
yeah, it was a way to joke around.
Yeah.
I guess. And then
Yeah.
in person, it was, hey, if you need help, sure.
Right.
That's what was great, right? And probably still is great about the drifting community is you'd go there and you'd break your car or something, or you needed to borrow a whatever.
Yeah.
Someone would let you borrow it, or someone would fix your car. I mean, I remember one time, drift day competition, whatever, at the California Speedway, big right-hand sweeper, and somehow broke my front coilover in half.
Oh my gosh.
Like halfway through the turn. And I thought, that's a weird feeling for my car. That doesn't feel right. And I got out, I just stopped and got out and I looked, and my, front passenger wheel was like 45 degrees camber. And I thought, that's really not right.
Maybe it had something to do with the bracket being upside down or something.
It could be onto something. How it wasn't engineered. Yeah.
You should have just cut
He
them in
obviously had a
half
VH sticker on the
There
car
you
too.
go.
So.
on that
man.
side only.
It's all adding up. But, back then, Sam, J-Spec Sam, let me borrow a set of coilovers to drive home on. It's just
was he
it's
like
awesome.
trying to sell them, or why did he have a set of coilovers?
Yeah, so it's one of these things where he had
He had a
a
booth.
booth there, selling
How
all the
lucky.
stuff that he had. and
What,
it's
what kind of coilovers were they?
You got me there.
I know when you put them on, your car was higher.
Yeah. Hey,
Lame.
desperate times. I know. It's like, whoa, don't look at me. Hold on.
And did you win the competition after?
No, but I am pretty sure I have a picture of my car sitting there broken
Okay.
with the 45 degree negative camber
Yeah,
situation.
That's hot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That probably looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, It's like, oh, I broke a coilover in half. Yeah, beat that. Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Earlier I mentioned the phrase "run what you brung," but I don't think you caught that reference. Did you?
I do now.
Okay. So I saw you in a funny video called
Oh boy,
something called Auto Barrel Racing.
the ABR.
The ABR. It was like a series that I don't think it ever got off the ground, did it?
I think they had a couple or a few actual events, but beyond that, no.
Yeah, I was all excited. I was like, I want to try that, and it never happened. But it was a commercial, and it had like all this cool drifting in a hangar. I saw BH's car, and
Yeah.
it had a celebrity in it.
Sure did.
It was the bad cop from Terminator 2. You know, the guy that turned
Robert
into
Patrick.
I don't know his
That's his
name.
Oh yeah,
He would
Mark
like
knows.
walk all funny and have that weird serious face, and he was in the video. And one of the things that he said was, "You gotta run what you brung."
Hey man, T1000 tells it like it is. Okay,
Oh my God.
you are 100% correct.
How did you get in that gig?
Oh my gosh, that
Did Reese send that to you?
no, he did.
Did you
not.
have a SAG card to do all that stunt driving?
No, but I probably should have. No, someone. I think it was Pat Mordaunt.
Oh my gosh, blast from the past.
Yeah, I if I remember correctly. Hey Brian, they're doing this commercial thing. Do you want to go to it? It pays you, I don't know, like $100 or something like
Yeah.
that. Sure, why not? Miss work, get paid, drift my car. Why would I say no? So it was down in this old blimp hangar down like El Toro,
Okay.
California, if I remember correctly, or Tustin. I don't
Yeah.
know.
We know. El Toro Marine Base.
There you go.
That one.
So, and it's for auto barrel racing, which is as cool as it sounds.
Yes.
And so it was interesting because it was this almost like a polished floor hangar, right?
Yeah.
And you're just doing like opposing donuts around barrels, go figure. And it was insane. It took a whole day to shoot. But what was cool is they had like a craft table, like, whoa, hey,
Mm.
I'm a Hollywood insider,
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know why I remember this, but I do remember I was thrilled. They had a whole tub of free gum, like chewing gum.
A tub of gum.
A tub of gum.
Like bazooka.
No, like high class, like
What's
like
high
Orbit
class?
or whatever that stuff is.
Oh
You
my
pop
God.
those
That's high
things
class
out.
gum. Okay.
Out of, well, yeah, it wasn't like fruit stripe gum or something, but
Oh.
it was awesome. And I was like, I got to get a bunch of these. Just put them in my center console, and I did. So the other funny part of ABR, Run What You Brung, is at that time my car was not running very well, and I have no idea how to work on engines. This is when it sounded like a Subaru, so maybe it was running on 2 cylinders, 3 cylinders. It-
Or all at different
or
times.
yeah, there's no way of knowing,
Mhm.
it's mystery, right? I mean, I didn't want to shut off the car, which is funny. So I left the car running almost all day long because it wouldn't start sometimes. And I'm like, I'm not going to get stranded here. That's dumb.
Yeah.
So it would just sit there like idling for an hour between shoots.
In the hangar.
Yeah, but it was really,
making
it was,
everyone sick.
yeah, exactly. But it was cool though. I mean, because you had these high power cars too. And it was like, they're not going very far fast on a polished floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine didn't have that much power, so I felt like I was driving on ice, but it was pretty neat. And that really didn't become much of anything except the commercial. And like I said, maybe 1 or 2 events. And no, Robert Patrick was not there, but that would have been awesome.
Oh.
Do you remember what other drivers were there?
I don't remember any other car in that video besides yours.
So nobody real.
I don't know. I
What a
just
compliment.
remember yours only.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember who I lined up against, but we had to take like that roll up shot a couple times.
Yeah.
They got the cameras coming in. So, oh, it looks serious.
Yeah.
And then so I remember I looked pretty serious, like a bad dude, right? Had my Ray-Bans
Like
on.
a T1000.
Almost more like a T800. It's a Terminator reference. So Alex Kors was there. I do remember that. And
wow.
he hit I think he hit a barrier or something with his
Yikes.
bumper and in this giant hangar. It's kind of funny. So that was awesome. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That was one of the weird filming days I had.
You had a lot of weird filming days, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but
Claim
I
to
did.
fame.
Yeah, where is my SAG
You're a
card?
reality star. Maybe we got to redo your bio and say like reality star,
Yeah.
stunt driver.
So let's jump ahead. I think I want to go to, I think what you're most famous for, which was your S13 that you purchased. That I think you had a lot of fame at that point, and then that one kind of put you over. I mean, I think people still talk about it to this day, and I think that's what you're known for today. People may not know about your earlier S14s, but they definitely know about your 180.
Would you say it was pretty hardcore?
I don't know if it was hardcore or softcore. I can't tell.
Well, hardcore is a JCVD movie reference, but we don't have to get into that. So,
Pick's the worst one.
Let's not get into that.
I think Mark knows, so that's good.
I don't know.
It's a hard target.
You don't want to know. So,
Okay.
so the 180SX, yeah, I bought that one. Another one that I bought that was kind of already built.
Well, let's talk about. You sold your S14 before you got that car.
Yes.
Why did you sell the S14?
So, good backpedal. So, the S14, after years of being low and slow,
Mm-hmm.
was pretty beat up.
Yeah.
You know, the frame rails were literally splitting apart.
Yeah.
There was a giant rust hole through where the battery tray,
Yeah.
which I pretend was there on purpose, you know, airflow kind of thing,
Mhm.
but it wasn't. And, you know, the quarter panels were bashed up. And, you know, I remember me and Tony Angelo were sitting in the trunk, kicking them out to try to make them look better, which didn't really help.
Yeah.
So it was just beat up. It was
Okay.
done. That car
Okay.
was trash. And I was like, you know what? I want a little bit more of a street friendly car.
Mm-hmm.
180SX with all the stock, Japan stock body parts. So a little more durable, all that kind of stuff. Maybe not so much of a bright color like the bright blue.
Yeah.
So I took the S14 apart a lot and kind of pieced it out, sold individual parts, sold it as an actual drivable car, but it was on stock suspension. That actually looked really funny.
Yeah.
I thought, there's no way stock suspension is this high. Are you kidding me? I mean, it looked like a monster truck, like
Yeah.
Baja 1000, you know?
Yeah. So you did a full 180, pun intended.
That was a good pun.
You went from something pretty rough, I would say, pretty rough around the edges, to something a lot more, a lot cleaner, a lot more, maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say well put together, but it just looked polished. I don't think I ever saw that car messed up with broken arrow, with, you know, things missing. It always looked really good. Was that like maturing?
Definitely not.
Okay.
But put together, I wouldn't say I was smart enough or mechanically inclined to put something together. But no, I just, you know, I wanted more of a streetable car, because that blue car, not fun to drive on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I went through many intersections and the bumpers would literally fall off. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, pull over on the side of just a street. So yeah, the 180, I wanted to build it a more toned down color, more toned down body kit. Still hopefully low. I do remember maxing out the coilovers and it wasn't super low. But yeah, I did a color variation off of Lexus Desert Sage Metallic. Although I'll tell you right now, I hated how that color came out.
Really? You didn't even like it?
The moment I saw it roll out of the paint booth, I hated it.
It was a little Veilside-y.
Is that a compliment or a diss?
I don't know.
But yeah, I saw it come out and I thought, I've made a huge mistake. Because it was that or the blue.
Yeah.
And,
I'm glad you went with something different.
Well, it was instant regret.
Okay.
But it was still unique.
It was very unique.
Yeah, it came out more of a green than a gold, so it was interesting.
You were going for gold.
Going for the gold, baby.
Okay.
Went for the green. So that was a fun car. It was more streetable. Ironically, I didn't drive it on the street very much anymore, probably because of that luxury J30 I got for everyday duties. But yeah, that car, you know, everything was pretty nice, like you said. I did a lot of here's a mind blower. Did the body work myself.
No, you did not.
Yeah, took out the third brake light and the rear corner markers, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it looked like crap, but I did it. And, you know, I took out a lot of the wiring on the inside.
That's smart. Why?
Why would you need all these extra wires?
I don't know. I don't know anything about cars either.
You know,
So
take them out, then, and if you try to turn it back on, it doesn't work. You
just put
think,
it back in.
oh shoot, better start putting it back then one by one. So yeah, that was pretty built up too with the cage and all the bars and the bright red chairs.
Yeah.
Bride chairs, which was a fun story. The Bride Zeros, as I understand, it's a very desirable
It is.
chair these days.
I don't know if it was for any other reason besides the fact that you had them in your car.
Oh
Oh.
boy, they're getting crazy.
I mean, I don't remember it being as desirable as they were until you.
Huh.
I think there's a lot of things that happened afterwards, and I don't know if I can connect it to you or if it was just the way things went. But those seats
Mhm.
in red, right?
Bright red.
They have to be red. People want the red ones. You had the red ones.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I mean, even though we saw so many examples in Japan of like an OE style Koki 180, you were kind of the first one to do it here on a big scale where it was getting a lot of attention. And now you see that done all the time. People are building Koki 180 like OE style without the crazy aero or over fenders, like stock metal, everything in the OE bumpers. And that is super desirable. Those are worth a lot of money if you try and buy it now. So yeah, I don't know if it's
Same.
because of you,
No.
but I think it's because of you.
I appreciate that. I think a doctor's visit is in order for you. But no, I mean, I liked it. Going back to my S14, it was like, this is kind of what you see in the Japanese mags.
Yeah.
Why don't I replicate it? It's not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically stock aero and you get a cool vented hood and get some
Right.
wheels. And
Funny, you say it's not hard, but a lot of people that did try out here could just never get it right. There's a lot of nuance to it.
Yeah, you put the Supra Turbo A vents in your Koki bumper, your front bumper, and you would see that a lot in Japan, but that comes from someone who nerds out about Japanese stuff. They'll look at the Japanese magazines and they'll see all the little nuances, like you said, Mark. And but I think people didn't really do. Oh, it wasn't a Turbo A. So, I'm sorry, it was not Turbo A. It was the
Yeah.
N-spec.
there it is.
N-spec. It was
That's
the
right.
R32 N-spec vents.
Oh, okay.
I love how you didn't even correct him.
I
You
was-
just
I was
let-
waiting-
Yeah, I was waiting
You're
to
like,
with
do
you.
you really know? I know. Okay.
I don't want to
He's
correct the
getting
master.
old.
But you know, when you did that,
Mhm.
then all of a sudden you see a lot of other Americans starting to do that. So
Strange.
mhm.
Yeah. I thought they were cool. Hey,
Yeah.
these are cool. They're carbon fiber too. Clearly, I got to paint over them. Who cares?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, I just built it. I thought it was cool. Built it, put in a unique color. Ended up getting brown TE37s. That's right. I call them brown, not bronze. But you know,
They
who
do
cares?
look brown. I agree.
They are pretty
Kinda brown.
brown.
I agree.
They're sparkly brown.
Yeah. And just built it. I thought that car was awesome. I really did. And there's not too many pictures of it, I don't think, that exist anymore. So that's kind of a bummer. Although, through the wonders of the internet, I will say last year I saw a picture of that car that I've never seen before.
Okay.
And I sold it in 2009.
Okay.
It blows my mind how
You know where it is right now, don't you? I thought you did.
I think it's in Washington.
Okay.
I want to say. Yeah, I think it's changed hands a few different times. It's got a real engine in it now. You know, someone that knows what they're
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
But other than that, exterior wise, I think it pretty much looks the same, which is cool. It's surprising that it's lasted
Yeah.
that long. I think the only difference I've noticed is maybe a different hood.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, the color's all there.
Nice.
It's just cool. It's cool that it's still there. I'd love to be able to buy it back someday if that was a possibility.
Really?
They may be listening to this podcast.
I don't think
Oh.
Bubbles would let you do that.
Probably not.
You're screwed on that one.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Come on, good guy deal.
I don't know.
Especially, you're not getting any deals on a S13 these days.
Not
No,
anymore.
they're expensive, huh?
Yeah, they're really expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Had it all.
You had it all, and now you don't.
Now I've got nothing.
No. You've got a truck.
I
You've
do
got
have
a
an awesome truck.
Oh my gosh. So BH drove up to the podcast studio today and I went outside and I was talking to my neighbors and, you know, they love trucks. They're like, whose truck is that? And I'm like, oh, my podcast guest. They're like, look at those mud flaps.
What are on the mud flaps?
Should I tell this, Nadine? Okay.
Please.
So,
Because I really don't care about your mud flaps, but they do. But they do.
being that I have a truck now.
Tell us, you got to spec it out though, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Bow
mean,
tie and everything.
so I got a Trail Boss Chevy Silverado, and I just think it's freaking awesome. It's white.
Bow tie.
Yeah, it's got the black emblem edition.
Mhm.
I paid extra for. I didn't necessarily want it, but they also wouldn't take it off of the truck. But I've tricked it out a lot. I've kind of tuned it since I've got it.
Tuned.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, no, I did. I definitely did. I've got the Broadway rearview mirror.
Okay.
Probably not that many Silverados with a Broadway.
That's so
I'm
JDM.
guessing,
Mhm.
Got the American flag 3D-ish letters on the tailgate. It says Chevrolet.
Oh, man.
And the mud flaps, brand
Drum roll.
new.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, drum roll.
Mhm,
Do you have that
mhm.
sound bite, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know what it sounds like, so.
We only have ding.
Ding. I got a name drop. No, I don't got anybody yet.
Okay.
So,
That was a free ding.
I guess you could name drop Yosemite Sam.
Oh, yeah. Back off.
Exactly. So I wanted the back off mud flaps because I was like, that was cool back then, I theoretically anyways, when I was a kid. And so I went on eBay, one of my favorite stores on the internet, and I just typed in Yosemite Sam mud flaps, found original still in the package from
Nice. New
I don't
old
know,
stock.
new old stock from, I don't know,
Mhm.
91 or something.
Do they
Are
not
they
make them anymore?
universal?
Universal, yes.
Okay.
They're hard to find otherwise?
Yeah, well, yes and no. So there were a lot of them, but they're like new style. The font is different,
Oh,
right?
Can't have
Not
that.
the
No,
same.
I'm like, no, man, that's
Not the same.
That's not what I want. The real stuff. So the real stuff has a unique font, and
Nice.
man, it was sweet deal. Put them on there, tuned it, and by tuned I mean I drilled a hole in them, put zip ties. They're actually held on by zip ties.
Oh, great.
Love it.
So there's
That's a
that.
nod. That's a drift nod right there.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
finally my latest addition. I mean, this was kind of upper echelon tuning. I've got the camouflage dash mat on there with custom embroidery of a buck.
You paid extra to put a buck on there.
Yeah, $10 extra.
Oh my god.
Okay.
How much are those?
Oh, it's about $79.99
Wow.
Without the buck.
Man.
without the buck.
It's pretty
Yeah.
baller.
So I'm still in the tuning game, obviously. You know.
Yeah, I can tell. And my neighbors can tell too, and they very much appreciate your mud flaps.
Do you get people walking up to you to talk to you about your truck?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's too tall.
It's too tall.
It is
See what I
tall.
did there?
No, I.
Oh.
Well,
Not
you
at
rhymed?
all too tall.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Check. Okay.
But you know what it could do? And this is just a theory. It could pull a trailer. What could you put on a trailer?
A J20, J30,
You could, but more important than that, you could put something awesome like a chaser.
an ATV.
Oh,
Or
a
a
chaser.
Safiro.
Now,
Oh,
are you
I was going somewhere
are you
else with it.
foreshadowing?
ATV. I would love to be able to get another car, and I'm aiming away from a US like a 240, and I'm just going straight to something awesome like a chaser or like an
Mhm.
old Skyline.
Mhm.
Now I'm getting into the
Mhm.
Dave Scholes territory,
That's
right?
right.
Mhm.
Like a C33 Laurel,
So you want one
something
of
like
the
that.
the old ones, not
Yeah.
like a 100 chaser. Or,
Well, for a chaser, I do like 100 chasers.
Okay.
Those are awesome. But
Okay.
like a C33 is awesome. A31.
okay, that is newer.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dave would want an A31 or a C32.
Yeah, we could probably make like an A31 team, and we got the
Oh.
the custom explosives on the door hinges,
Mhm.
bust them all off. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, well,
Eight doors at
not
the
without
same
a
time?
graveyard. You have to have the graveyard. That's
Oh.
necessary.
We'd get you a graveyard. I got a graveyard guy.
Okay.
Yeah. His
And
name's
then your
Dave.
team would be like Slide Godzilla.
Ooh, that's nice, Nadine.
I don't.
Did you
We-
get that from the Silly
No, we
Mania
gotta
Drift
go to
Team
the
generator?
we gotta go to the drift team name generator
Maybe
for
we
that.
gotta do that live today and pick their drift team. There we go.
Oatcakes.
Okay. GIC sucks.
Oh, is that still in there?
That's in there.
Okay,
I didn't.
good.
I didn't change anything.
Yes, agreed. Sweet.
In the questionnaire that we sent out to you, we asked you let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. And one of the things you said was, let's talk about how to or how not to do stickers.
That's a great topic.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm curious to know what you have to say.
So, stickers, you don't really need many on the actual body, on the paint, you know?
Yeah.
You can if you want, but that's sort of extra. You really got to do it right, and you got to have kind of that diagonal fade in front of the rear wheel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about window stickers. But you can go really wrong really fast on the window stickers.
Okay.
So, rule 1, do not put the lower center windshield sticker. You don't do it.
Lower center.
Yeah,
in
like
the front
dead
windshield?
center. You don't do
Front
it.
or back?
Front.
Okay.
Okay.
You've got to have it.
Offset.
offset.
Like hide your daughters or something like that.
You never
What?
need that.
You
never
never need that.
No.
What are you
that's-
talking about? I'm not sure exactly what sticker you're talking about.
I
So
do.
what I'm saying is, if you have windshield stickers,
Yeah.
you're gonna want them to start big stickers
Yep.
up to smaller stickers, but you do it on the passenger side,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to put it right in front of you. Although your lowest sticker should be the biggest one, and that one can kind of take up over half the windshield. You know,
Yeah.
you want to look through some stickers.
What if
Someone
it says
has-
hide your daughters?
Again, you never want that
Okay.
ever. That doesn't.
I
make
just
any
wanted to be
sense.
clear on that.
Yeah, because I made a fatal error one time at one of the All-Star bashes when I had the 180.
Uh-huh.
I started layering up my stickers because that's the other thing. I'd always have to take them off before I drove home. I mean, it's California, right?
Yeah.
We know.
You're going to
Yeah.
get a ticket, bro.
Exactly. And I started doing them up the driver's side.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Probably because it was like 115 degrees at Willow Springs at
Yeah.
the time, heat
Yeah.
stroke kind of thing. But that was a very unfortunate. You learn. You know,
Yes.
it's the point. If you don't
So you
learn,
broke
you're a
your
fool.
rule.
I broke my rule,
Okay.
unfortunately.
But
Yeah.
it is weird if you're ever drifting with all of those stickers in front of your face,
Yes.
you can somehow see through them while you're driving.
Oh, you don't need to see for drifting.
Yeah,
Let's be
I guess
serious
not.
You have to feel the track.
here. People would tell me,
But-
how are you going to see?
You need the camera to be able to see you, the driver.
Mm.
Well, I mean, if you have your face covered by your helmet.
Still. Well, that's why you put stickers on your helmet.
Okay,
go.
okay. What is
Okay.
number 2? We're at number 1. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2, the rear windshield, usually straight up the center.
Hmm.
You know, you can offset here and there on the corners, but not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Side windows, that's where you start getting good. Like having a nice big reflective vinyl sticker right on your driver's side and passenger side windows
Hmm.
Do
on
they
the
have
bottom.
to match?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Reflective though, that's key. I know
Reflective.
vinyl is becoming more expensive, but reflective, oof, that's good stuff.
Mm.
Because you get that flash,
Yep.
off the
Yep.
camera or whatnot. So a lot of them on the rear quarter glass.
Yeah.
Like on the 180, obviously the triangle windows, you
yeah.
can fill it up. So it's really, again, it's not that hard. There's a lot of reference material out there.
There is.
You just look and
There
say
is.
it worked
but now
for
they
them.
can reference our podcast.
But I
That's
think
true.
you're referencing a very specific era of cool drift cars in Japan. Like pre 2000, a lot of cars would have stickers all over the windows
Mhm.
and not very much on the body.
Right.
And then you go like post 2000, around like D1 times when there's like works drift cars. That's when you start seeing the sponsor logos go up the rear quarter panel, like the fade light that you were talking about, and then they started going full livery. But I like the era that you're referring to. That's my favorite era.
It's kind of funny, speaking of stickers, one thing early on in drifting, like the coolest people out there, you know what sticker they had?
What?
The big jspec.com sticker.
That's right.
That was like,
and that J.
whoa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because, Sam would give out the smaller ones if you bought something, the little, whatever, 6 or 7 inches,
Uh-huh.
whatever it was. But that big one, holy cow. If you
Wait.
had that, oh yeah.
Was it in Comic Sans font?
No.
No, that's not the one, right? You're talking about the stylized
The
J.
big
The
J,
stylized.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do remember one day I did get that from Sam, and I was just like,
You
I've-
made it.
I've made
made
it.
it.
It's exactly right. I've made it. This is unbelievable.
Yep. Shout out to Sam. He was
Yeah.
always so supportive of all of us.
Yeah.
He would always help us get cool parts, and he was always willing to help us out. And sometimes it was at the track, like you said, he was always at the track. So
Mhm.
he'd help out when he could, and I don't know, things went to drifting, which wasn't really his thing, but like Japanese cool car parts was always his thing. So And actually, my first gift that I ever got from Nadine was an ARC blow-off valve from Sam. So, and I've been on ARC blow-off valves ever since.
I'm going to move it forward to a little more current, BH, because I asked the heavy-hitting questions here.
Yes, ma'am.
I've thought about this. And we went with you, but you were asked to judge Final Bout.
That's true.
That's true. And, you weren't always a drifting competition judge. And I don't think you normally get flown out for judging drifting competitions in Wisconsin, but you did.
Not normally.
No. So tell us about your stint, judging drifting competitions.
Yeah.
It's going to get heavy in a second. So I'm going to let you,
heavier than
parlay
this.
into this. Yes, that's it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Final Bout, Ilya and Simba, namely, I
Name
love.
drop.
Yeah.
Name drop.
Ding.
6 and 7.
Mhm.
That's a bunch of them. Ding, ding. I love, and I know it's more than just them, but I love what they're doing. After All-Star Bash, I kind of faded away a lot from the drifting as things started to change. And when they started doing Final Bouts, I was like, whoa, these guys are doing it right. This is awesome. And, I'd see it through this ever increasing world of social media and just like, wow, I'd like to go to that someday. So for some reason, I really don't know why, they decided to ask me to be a judge one day. We'll take you out here. It's in Wisconsin, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, again, well, something must be wrong with them, but okay, sure. And I got to tell you, that relit a flame for sure. I mean, it was so cool. Here I get to this event and think like, I'm nobody, clearly. I mean, I'm just here. And it was awesome. The people, the love of the cars and the drifting that's out there is just amazing. And I'm so glad it's still going. And for me to judge, for them to think I have some idea of what I'm talking about is weird still, but sure, I'll try to judge. Hey, that car looks awesome, and they did a pretty decent skid. Give them the trophy. I mean,
that's the formula.
That is the formula. So, I hope they keep having success. I know at the time that we're recording this, there's a couple events here on the West Coast. So if at all possible, I'd like to make it there. I'm not judging, but I'd love to just go and watch and shoot photos, since that's my unofficial professional side
With your
job.
600mm lens.
If I have to, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's great.
Benson, I'll sell you some shots.
Okay.
Okay.
ISO 500 only, please.
Depending on the
of
conditions.
Grain. We don't like a lot of grain.
No grain.
No.
But yeah, I love judging. It's so cool. I'm glad that people, like I said, care at all.
Okay.
That I'm there. So that's cool.
Well, I got to say, as someone who was hanging out with you that weekend,
because you were judging too.
Because I was judging too, but you get so much love still. And I feel like the early events when I was there, I kind of got the sense that a lot of people didn't know who I was, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But when I was there with you, I saw all of these people come up to you asking for stickers and talking to you about, how they looked up to you in the past. And they recognized your contribution to what helped them fall in love with drifting. So I thought that was really cool. And even though you say you're nobody, I feel like you are a lot more relevant than somebody like me in today's world of drifting.
Grassroots
That's
hero.
impossible. You are the BH. Would it be weird if BH World was actually named after you?
Oh.
Think
thought
about
it
that.
is.
It is.
Okay.
Let's make that clear right
It's better
now.
than another BH I can think of. That's not a name. But
Oh
yeah.
boy. Yeah, it's very humbling, very strange, to be honest with you, but it's cool. I like meeting all these people. It's awesome.
Okay. Ready?
Mhm.
Heavy hitting questions now. Okay. None of this foo-foo, sweet, lovey-dovey stuff anymore. No. It's funny because I was there with you judging, and Mark from Slide Squad was there, Benson was there, and I was kind of watching you guys. And when you were judging people, like, tell me what your love and your hate was about the judging. I want to hear it.
My love and the hate of the
Yes.
judging.
What was the good and the bad things about judging a drifting competition? Because you know what? People listening, Probably most people have not judged a drifting competition, right? It's kind
Probably.
of yeah, probably not. So
Yeah.
take us behind the curtain.
I loved being there. I love being able to see, actually visually speaking, you usually get an interesting perspective, right?
Yes.
Because you're on some kind of a judging stand. So that's
Mhm.
pretty cool. Just being right there up in it. I love it. I love that you can see that these people are really going for it. They're, hey, this is the event. This is final bout. In this case, I need to give 110%, and that's what they're doing. So I absolutely love that. I love that you see, sometimes after a run, maybe going into the pits, they're helping each other as well. That's awesome. So I love it. There's so much goodness there. What I hate, I guess, is you have to pick a winner, I guess. Although
that's not really a hate.
I know, but
That's such a PC answer.
I hate that you have to pick a winner. However, in that group, I don't think anyone really thinks you could win, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it eases the hate, if you will. But I also hate if it seems like someone's there maybe trying to win. I'd say 95% of the people, if not more, are not there trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to have fun and they're succeeding. But every once in a while, you can kind of see that someone takes it a little too seriously.
Like who?
I don't have names.
Oh.
You mean by like the way they act out of the car?
Yeah, maybe like if they didn't have the greatest of runs or something, you could see frustration.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you be frustrated? Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good vibe at Final Bout.
Oh yeah,
just
it's awesome.
seeing people cheer for other teams or like being ecstatic for others when they're doing well, or that's you haven't seen that at a drifting competition in the US for a long time until Final Bout came out again. Or came out.
Yeah, since I have two judges here, my hard-hitting question for both of you then is, how much does the look of the car come into play as far as judging?
I'll let Mr. BH.
Well, actually,
answer
we'll start
first.
backwards. BH2.
Oh,
You're up first.
what? Okay, that was trickery. I'd say if there were categories that you rate in, that's like the first and second and part of the third categories out of three categories. I don't want to watch a car that doesn't look very cool. I mean, you could have totally awesome runs, but if that car doesn't look cool, it's okay.
I think they gave criteria though, didn't they?
I'm trying to remember.
I think that was
We
part of the criteria.
I think we all agreed on criteria. We agreed as judges together how we were going to score it. I don't
No,
there was like a separate, almost like a car show segment of the score, right? But
Yes.
I mean, just subjectively, as you're watching the drifting go by, the cars, like, say they do similar runs, similar techniques or whatever, but then there's a little bit of a bonus, I guess I would say, for that just the style of the car itself, or the style of the team.
Big bonus.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember.
Oh, that's such a good answer, isn't it?
Hey, I'll just tell you right now, if those cars looked awesome
Yeah.
and they did an okay run
Yeah.
versus cars that didn't look super awesome
Yeah.
and did an awesome run,
Yeah.
the former one.
Okay. So I generally do not judge that way, but if I was instructed to, yeah, of course. But I don't remember.
It's okay to be wrong, Benson.
Yeah. I might be wrong. But yeah, I honestly don't remember, but when I'm judging, I don't let that sway me either way. Unless I'm told to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But what I did see in Final Bout is that it's a team drifting competition.
Yeah.
And if your team is cohesive and you all look badass and you all match, points and kudos to
I
you.
will say,
for sure.
I will say that I do remember if you have a team of say 6, right? You're judging, you are giving that team more points than a team of 3.
Yes.
Because it's so
That's
much
so hard.
harder to pull it off. And, to show that you are all in sync, everybody with not only the way you drive, but, maybe the way the cars look too. Like that adds to how well you're drifting as a team.
For sure. Yeah. I don't want to be that lead car in a team of 6. Crap.
No, you do. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on your perspective. I think I would
Not
want
if
to
you
be.
spin out.
I wouldn't
don't
mind
know.
being the first, right?
Be the reason for the 6 car pile up.
I don't think you want to be the one in the back.
I see.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm honest with myself, you got me thinking, Benson. If I'm honest with myself as far as judging and drifting, and this is, I guess, where it's going to get serious,
Ooh.
is that I know is that yeah, it's all about looks. So I stand by what I said.
I have no problem with that. You know what you're getting when you ask BH to be a judge, so
I'm confident that I don't want to see ugly cars.
that's right.
They say confidence is key, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Very good. Brian, what do you think of the current status of drifting today?
The current status of drifting
Yeah.
is, I'll be honest with you, I don't pay much attention to the professional stuff. I do know so much as that, some of the guys I kind of grew up with driving and hanging out at their apartments playing Gran Turismo, kind of stuff, are now, no kidding, professionals. And I'm assuming doing a great job in their careers with it. So awesome. More power to them. That is fantastic. As far as the drifting part of it, I'm just flat out not interested. But people, like the Final Bout group, I love it. I can't say enough about it. I think it's awesome. I hope them all the success in the world. And I think success to them is being able to continue doing this, right, in more and more tracks.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing All-Star Bash back then, I was like Willow Springs.
Right.
And Willow Springs.
Right.
And Willow Springs. And, now that they're doing it, it's US Air, it's down in Texas and Houston, it's over in Willow Springs, it's up in Washington or Oregon, stuff like that. So awesome. I hope that they keep doing great, Another one, I know Jimmy out in Texas is doing his knuckle up stuff now, which I think is awesome. I'd love to make it out to Houston and check one of those out.
When it's not hot.
Hey, Jimmy, send me a plane ticket. Just text me later.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
You might get a good deal on 2 plane tickets.
Yeah,
please do that.
At least 2, maybe 3 or 4 live podcasts from the next Knuckle Up. So it's awesome. I hope Jimmy a lot of success, with doing that.
Yeah.
And I just hope this keeps growing in the way that I liked when it was growing.
That's so selfish of you.
I know, but hey.
But yeah, it's become quite a movement, right?
Yeah.
Seeing all of these events, kind of the culture that you and I are into, where the cars look really good, and the style of driving is more like the grassroots style that we grew up with, and seeing it go from Final Bout to the Knuckle Up event, and seeing it kind of spread through social media, people really catching on to like that stuff that may have existed before they were even born, right? Or before they were old enough to have a driver's license, and they really latched onto this old style that we think is still the coolest. And for it to make a resurgence like that, that's just it's the best feeling for me, that it's current and modern in its own way, because people are doing it in today's times.
I had another brainstorm here with what's left of my brain. A Sil 80 Mania podcast, Legends Night.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Well, day, night,
Legends
weekend.
of Drift?
Yes.
We got to get Ken Miyoshi to put this on.
Is this a podcast? What is this? A
No,
party,
I
a
mean,
nightclub?
Drift event.
Well, I mean, the nightclub.
It sounds like
yes,
Asian night.
but-
Thursday nights are Asian nights. Sil 80 Mania Legends nights are Friday nights.
Okay, let me rephrase this a little bit.
yeah. Please clarify.
Sil 80 Mania podcast, Drifting Legends Night. Now, this is a 1 or 2 night event where all these old fogies,
Old timers. It's like those
Damn, he said that.
old timers baseball game, all-star games.
Yeah, no, does everyone still have cars? I don't know. I know you guys do, but if you don't, you borrow some from the young pups. You know what I mean?
Like you lent your car out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be involved because I probably can't even drive a stick anymore, but I'll be there to take pictures, like 600 millimeter, right, Nadine?
Yeah, that's right. Or you can get an auto. Auto 240.
Oh, that's rough. That's kind of a burn.
Yeah,
Ouch.
truck drifting.
No
Sorry.
one wants
Yeah.
to see that.
So yeah,
Okay.
I think that has got to happen.
Okay.
And that is
Okay.
a challenge.
Well, we'll call Ken Miyoshi, have him put that on,
Yeah.
and then we'll let you know the date.
Thank you.
So-
Well, I do
Okay.
know that when I first found out that Irwindale Speedway was going to close down, and it seems like they're going to close down every year, but when it actually is about to close down, I need to get a bunch of those old guys together, and we need to throw one last drift event at Irwindale Speedway, like the early days before we got into the infield, just like parking lot.
Parking lot.
Yeah, I need Moto to be there. I need Taka to design the course.
We need Moto to book it for us.
Yeah.
Him and Ken can get together and book it for
Yeah.
old time's sake.
As long as he does good traffic control,
Yeah,
right.
that's right. No backups on the 605 freeway, and we'll be straight.
which I do remember, by the way.
So do I. Yeah, it was insane.
That was
It
nuts.
sucked trying to get home from that event.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure 14,000 people aren't going to come watch us drift.
No, I don't think I want spectators. I just want us to all enjoy.
Invite only, private.
Yeah.
There might be 14 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 kids at least running around. Everybody's got families now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, Brian, we're going to close this out. I wanted to first say thank you for taking the time out on a Sunday to come out and record with us in person. It was great seeing you in the studio. I had a really good time seeing you as an early drift culture influencer. I know that's like kind of like a cringy word, but you really were. I feel, and I guess there's no way to prove this, but I feel like there's a lot of things that you did that influenced the younger generation, and I see it in their cars, and I see it in events like Final Bout. I totally see your fingerprints on that event, even though you had nothing to do with planning it or making it happen. But I feel like you're one of the inspirations for that, and you've always been an ambassador of the drifting is fun mentality. And I can see that you got that from Slide Squad Dave and Mark, but you've always had the same kind of fun attitude with drifting and not treating it too seriously. And I feel like as Americans, that's so easy for us to do, to grasp onto something and make it too serious because we're trying to like dominate it or make it better or, you know, make it something that it wasn't originally meant to be. So I thank you for making that, you know, just expressing that to everybody and making sure that as a reality check, like, hey, this is supposed to be fun, guys. It's a hobby, you know. So thank you for that. And we've known each other for such a long time. And even though you never invited me over to play drifting games with you, it's been a pleasure being your friend and seeing you grow up in adulthood and get married and go through, you know, some challenges in life and making it out the other end stronger. And please give our love to Bubbles for letting you out of the house today, even though you had poop cleaning duties in the swimming pool. But it's been great. It's been great seeing you after all these years and seeing that people still appreciate you and they still give you credit for inspiring them today. So thank you from me, and thank you for the current generation of car guys out there.
You're welcome. I still don't feel like I've done anything to influence. You called me an ambassador and an influencer. Those are heavy.
Big,
That's
those are
good.
big words.
Yeah.
Those are very like clickbait.
Yeah, there you go. I still don't believe it, but I appreciate it, and I hope things keep going well for you two.
Thank
You
you.
three, really. The podcast and drifting in general here. I hope it just continues to grow, and I hope people are doing it for the right reason and enjoying it.
We're just doing it for the money. So
I know. Did you transfer the?
you're supposed to give me money.
Oh. Ooh.
Don't forget
I
our
thought this
agreement.
was other
We
way
take
around.
we take pink slips.
You'll
too.
have to talk to
Can give me your
my
truck.
assistant.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll have our people call yours.
Yeah.
All right.
it's pretty cool.
We're gonna close BH out. him and his naughty sticker hands over there. Just keep your hands down, please.
Such a truant.
Yeah, you're truant. Guys, if you aren't already following Mr. Brian Harte, BH, number 2, you can follow him on Instagram at BH_world. And please follow us on Instagram at SaladyMania. Our website, which Benson sometimes updates, is podcast.saladymania.com. And of course, this will be shown in person on YouTube if you want to see us in action working and recording. So please visit our Instagram channel, Saladymania. And don't forget, if you want to be featured on the Saladymania podcast, leave us a voicemail on our hotline. The number is 323-607-6075, and tell us about the first time you fell in love with drifting. And guys, we'll see you in the next one.